right in the Southern Bend. Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the Southern Bend. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kudileo.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the Southern Bend. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Yes, what you about today? Beseku. Bada. Skidibidi dabado.
Well, I'm doing business. I'm my living.
What's your business? What sort of business you do?
Well, I sell Bluetooth earpod to survive for I and my family.
Okay. So how much you sell them? The Bluetooth.
Okay. I will buy $8 and I sell it $9, $10 to get $2 profit. You know, for I and my family to survive on it.
Then the airport.
What?
The airport.
Yeah, the airport.
The SIM, eh?
Yeah.
Bluetooth, right? Okay. So do people really buy these things?
Well, because before I wanted to go during my early time, I wanted to go, but St. George, we are still in power. Things become tough. You know, you go sell on the street. Just by the grace of God, you know, you at least about 1 or 2. You know, just about 1 or 2 couple of rest for our family to survive. But you go sell a whole day. Sometimes you sleep in your market. Sometimes you want to say he boss. But we don't really know which type of leader that we have in power. They said that we must put them there. They're going to give us 1 million job. And with the youth, we're going to work. Now I see now, with the young parents, see the struggle that we're passing through now. Okay. Some of our friends, really, I don't know what they're really thinking on. Because, number one, we are youth. We voted him. Yeah. But now, see the type of crisis that we're going through right now. See, there's young father leaving their family because why? Because no good support, no money. How will you support your family when you're not working? Just yesterday, they came my brother to general ministry. David yesterday. The people in general ministry were begging for my brother because there's no job. You see, and
not anything to support the family.
Nothing. You're working before, but it's nothing.
So, did you buy Tony's clothes for the children?
Well, I will not lie between God and man because I don't have it. The only money I was having to provide for that particular day for to eat. Yeah.
So did you let the children to go out to play? How was the celebration?
Well, because if I see a friend going out to go play, and I can't allow follow me because our friend, because you know our friend well dressed and they're not dressed up. So I'm gonna keep them at home, put television on to win a show. That's all.
Okay, is there any other thing you want to say before we leave you?
Yes. You know, well, I'm really surprised.
We are power all countries, and our people are working. We are seeing nothing ever saying, but I won't do nothing. I will do that free by a portion. Come to work, so. That I can live on the things and go. You know what you are. Come to work, so. That's what I go. You are high class, you are why still high? That is the thing. So free, sorry. Nothing ever say you do nothing, but now you want to do something. So, but now you want me to do nothing. So free, so free, So I bring you greetings for His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Yuma Bwakai, who is personally watching us as we speak. And Mr. Manager, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the work. Myself, King, I saw this place. And within a short period of time, the work is going, I want to say thank you. And the ambassador said, I have to say thank you. Ambassador Brother asked me to turn this key over to the rescue mother. I was telling them, we have our own brother and our own friend, our own candidate. They're going to talk about the room. Yellow teleport. Or not, and we are campaigning for Yaka Kolura. We have Rotary tennis. Rotary Swapoko tennis. In tender number 5, we have Madam Priscilla Cooper. In tender number 6, and y'all know, hey. Y'all know that unique thing about data number 5? Y'all know that unique thing about data number 5? Say are you rotten? So what's coming from our data number 5? We have a data that I will see this January number 5, right?
Of the CDC, anti-Bwaka slogan. This is the chairman of the Youth League of the ruling coalition for democratic change. He's referred to our chairman, Nito. So this is it here. The coffin bearing the photograph of Ambassador Joseph. This is not the first time for Silesians to do this in Liberia.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. James on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon.
Okay, folks, what a way to welcome you tonight to another edition of the program, The Late Night Politics on Spoon, We're live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, and that's on Facebook. And we're also live on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. I want to say welcome to the program tonight. My name is Nelson Collet. The late night politics on Spoon is where we get to talk about issues of national concerns, those issues that relate to Liberia, our common denominator, whichever part of the world you are. Liberia is a place, is that country that we are all connected to so dearly, and this is where we get to talk about the very issues affecting our country. I'd like to say welcome to the program tonight. And here, there's no fixed set of panel, let's say panel or a particular group of panelists. No, the platform is open for everyone, and that's why we post the link in the comment section in the Spoon Late Night chat room and all of those places so that you can have the opportunity to make a contribution to the national discourse. I want to say welcome tonight. So I will move straight over to welcome my co-moderator, uh, Moba Zokia. Moba, is good to have you.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up, Nelson? What's up? How was the day today, my man?
Yeah, the day was good. Usually out there and doing what we've committed ourselves to.
I know, man. I saw you guys are all, on the ring today, bringing all the event live for our viewers and also including me, watch the first day of the campaign. It was a little bit challenging, a little bit because I monitor that see that other political party or other party was not doing our opening today. Only two parties, which is the CDC and the Unity Party. So, but as we go forward, we try to discuss what really unfolding and how it was today.
Yeah.
Yeah, again. Yep.
So it's a great thing that we're here. Interestingly, we announced to our audience that we're going to be back on Monday, right?
Yeah.
But we're here today because I was just telling the my boss that we had a high demand last evening or on the last edition of the late night. Yeah, so many people wanted to talk about the campaign, the first day of campaign. They wanted to share their thoughts on those different issues, but they didn't have the opportunity because last edition of the show we were talking about the code of conduct, which is also very important for our country, and it's campaign related as well because the code of conduct sets the criteria for what people are supposed to do, especially based on the different positions you occupy as we gear towards political campaigns in the country, and so forth. So that was very important that we had a very fascinating discussion on that last evening, and we're here again tonight. So we're gonna have a great discussion today. And but let me start with you, Moba, just before bringing the rest of the folks in. Okay, Josh is asking asking me to post the link in there. Let me see if I can do this. Control V. Okay.
The only edition.
Yeah, listen, we want more editions tonight.
Yeah, but I know, I don't know.
And we want the females to join us as well.
So
we want
some
tough talking females to join us. We want the seditious to come on. We want those from Councillor Tiawon Gonglo's camp, from Dr. Monumba, Lanu, those from, the different political parties, the Rainbow Alliance, all of you, you need to come up here because this is a platform that is here for everyone. And kudos to the management of the Spoon Network that has afforded every one of us this platform to be able to highlight the issues about Liberia. Yeah. So, Moba, just before I can go out there just before I move into studio to bring on the rest of the guys, I just want you to share what's on your mind, make your opening statement as a co-moderator on the show before I bring the rest of the guys in.
Yeah, well, on my mind today, today, actually, what I saw today in our capital, Monrovia, I felt very, very sad, and I think about the dark days because, you can pray for somebody to die despite our political differences, discuss the issues, and the people who like probably need a win, they win. But today, when I checked on my Facebook page live from the spoon, and I saw a group of young guys holding our incoming president, Ambassador Joseph Yimabwaka, picture on a casket.
Mhm.
And I see that very scary because, like, we're not in the dark days. You're at the ruling party. You understand? You're already sitting to the driver's seat. You don't need to look back to the passenger to even, it's like a driver driving and the passenger sitting behind you telling you, say, my man, go to the left, go to the right, and you already know how to drive and you're acting with the passenger. That's wrong. That's wrong. I read it, it really get to me, but end of the day, people will say, that political system campaign open. People say what they want to say, people do what they want to do. But I think it's wrong. And the second thing is, the both leading party today. I saw the momentum in the campaign, and as we go, actually, it will really be more harder, and we will see, and we enjoy it, and we discuss it every day, and see all the leakage.
Thank you.
And
But
feel it, yeah.
let me hold you there. Yeah, Moba. Who the Oscar?
What Oscar say? Oscar,
See the comment asking a Rainbow Alliance that party too. They hope they shouldn't ever get one vote. Hey, what kind of
hey,
men?
God, hey, God, hey, God. I know, my man. We'll beg you, my man.
Listen,
as
we need
I said,
people
as
from
I said, I come in, as I said earlier, I want to attack nobody from the opposition. No, it's not my point. No. I'm not attacking nobody from the opposition. Yeah.
But we need someone from the Rainbow Alliance because they are
Who the
political leader. Uh, is it a political leader? Densai, who happens to be the head. I'll have to check that his a actual portfolio. He recently endorsed Ambassador Joseph Yima Bakai
Oh wow.
election. Yeah. But listen, to that guy, Doma, who asking that question, Rainbow Alliance comprised of over 6 political parties. The only thing about Rainbow Alliance is that the political parties that are in that establishment, they are not the well-known political party. They are not these big political parties, but you have over 6 political parties in that alliance. So you gotta respect them, man. Listen, even if you have their just those in the hierarchy of their leadership voting for them, only the people in the hierarchy, you'll be talking about very close to 100 votes. No disrespect to them. At least to talk about
So
the other
100 vote, how many percent? Or how many percentage? I don't know.
0.000. I'm not good at math.
No,
So,
because that made me weak, man. 100 vote. I think that I even know that party. To be frank, I even know that party.
okay, you know that, and that's why we need somebody to come and join us from there. But I want to say welcome, guys. I see Sharif has joined us. Thomas, I see Don James, Raymond, and I see Gus. Gentlemen, thanks for joining the show. So I just like you to, in fact, let me have a full house in studio before I can have you guys to make your opening comments. So let me bring in Albert. Okay, Albert is on. Okay, let me paste the link here again so I'm bringing Lai on. Lai Kuma. Lai, I'm bringing you on. If your camera, Lai, where are you?
I'm home.
Okay. Now the camera is well positioned. And okay, so we are 5. Okay, so we still left with one more space. I can still bring another person on. So gentlemen, I want to say welcome to the late night politics on Spoon. So many of you are not new here, and I just like to start with Sharif, um, who is becoming regular on the show. Sharif, I just like you to make your opening comment. What's on your mind? Just let's do 1 minute each. Just to be able to manage the time today, because I don't want at the end of the show you'll be telling me say we need 2 more hours. So let's start with you, Sharif.
Yeah, good evening, folks. Good evening, Liberia. Good morning to some of our folks on international lands. So, what's on my mind today is the seeing what happened, some of the footage we saw today, courtesy to you guys in the media land. Um, it saddens me. It was a sad day for us, not only on the opposition side, but the entire Liberian, concerned Liberian who
Okay, so
are
sorry, Sharif. Can we
sure.
all just mute so that we don't have that kind of feedback coming in while
Okay, like I was saying, today today was a sad day for democracy in Liberia. Um, Seeing a ruling party canvassing in the street with another political party has a picture of another political party has on a casket parading the street of Monrovia. What signs does that send to the international community seeing that from a political party? But guess what happened today? So they just stabbed themselves in the back. So it's an own goal they score on themselves, and they're only going to have themselves to blame. I know we're going to dive in depth into this issue today, but that's just my opening statement.
Yeah, muted Nelson.
Thomas, yeah, Thomas, you can go ahead. Bien, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, good evening, to my fellow folks. Um, it's so astonished, as we all are aware, what has happened on the opening of the campaign towards our general elections. Um, like Sherry earlier stated, those guys have already started a school on themselves, and then to remind them also, to some extent, they have also violated the Farmington Agreement and how our international community is going to even portray what they are carrying on by toting and casket. If we can recall in 2005, similar thing was done to the Baraseli led government. And I just want to come back again to say to our people, we don't want to have any violent election, because if you are in the driver's seat, you should be so relaxed. Why are you doing this thing? Is it gave and show a weight of there might be some distraction or chaos in the coming election, and we don't hope for that. So
Thank you.
as we go on, we'll still have to add more.
Thank you. Thank you very much. George was the only CDC person on last evening, right? Am I
Yeah,
am I correct? Okay.
yeah.
Do we have any CDC person on tonight? Nobody from CDC. So you need to buy people here tonight. No, we'll have to at some point we'll have to bring the CDC, the Councilor Gonglos Cam and other people on. But let's continue with the rounds of opening statement. So
Okay.
Gus, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Nelson, and thanks to all of the panelists on the table. And I want to say good morning to all Liberians. My thought on the issue, Nelson, when I watched the video on the social media today, especially during the opening of the campaign, I was so much disappointed in the CDC. I was disappointed not only because they are carrying Castile, because they did it before in 2011, they took Castile around. But I'm disappointed because they are ruling establishment. They are no longer in the opposition camp. or in the opposition community. But to see a ruling party that's supposed to serve as an example for other political party, to see them throwing casting during the opening of the campaign is actually disturbing, is disappointing. And one of our colleagues said on the platform not too long, if our international panel see this thing, how would they feel about us as Liberia? How would they feel about CDC as a party? I think CDC should have done what the United Party did yesterday by going to the rural community, by engaging the marketeers, engaging the motorcyclists, engaging the pedestrians, engaging the Liberian people, telling the Liberian people what they have done for the past 6 years and what they are capable of doing, instead of using Ambassador Joseph Yima Boaka photo on a casket and saying so many things. That shows that CDC has no message for the Liberian people. They are out of words, they are out of strategies, and it is a clear manifestation that they are reached their zenith and that days are numbered into power. And so we are calling on Liberians. You watch what happened yesterday. We are calling on you to vote Ambassador George Manuel Weah and his team of industrial looters out of power and
Thank you.
vote in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Gus. Let's hold you there. Raymond, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and it's an opportunity to always be here, speak to the Liberian people on national issues. Well, what happened today is a sad day. Sad day, not that because it's new. CDC have always engaged in such tactics, but it's a sad day because this time around they are the ruling establishment. And if the ruling establishment can behave in such a manner, it speaks volume. And for me, I see it from another perspective. I see that the CDC are afraid going into elections because they know their record speaks poorly of them. And they know that the Liberian people are not with them this time around. So because of fear, I think CDC wants conflict. She wants to engage into electoral violence in such a manner that the elections won't take place. On the first day of campaign, if this is your tactics, where you choose not to engage with the people, after signing the Flemington Declaration, ensuring that there's peaceful elections, free, fair, and transparent as well, and you engage in such a tactics, it speaks volume. It tells me that they are resolved not to have elections, in that so that it can have a grip of power. Thank you.
So let's have you coming on. Don, James.
Yes, Nelson. Good evening to all the panelists here. Good morning from Liberia, whatsoever you're watching. Thanks so much for the opportunity. This is my first time. I'm really happy to be on the show tonight. As campaign opens in our country, Liberia, I just want us to ask ourselves two questions. What is campaign, especially political campaign, and what are the purposes of political campaign? For me, it come at no surprise. I see the CDC moving around with caskets. The reason is very simple. CDC is a contradiction itself. Period to that. So when they move around with casket, it come at no surprise to me. So political campaign, I think in my own understanding, a political campaign is a strategic and organized effort undertaken by political candidates, political parties, or advocates group to win an election, gain public support, and promote political strategies. It is not a time to throw casket. It is not a time to damage people's character. It is not a time to throw insult at people. And in the end, you're going to hear that, oh, those things were campaign talks. No, you wearing campaign talk. It takes you a second to destroy anyone's character. And it takes that person so many years to build his or her character. So as we go to these processes, I'm only encouraging every Liberian to keep it safer because Liberia comes first. In all that we do, we cannot afford to destroy Liberia. Liberia is the only country we have, and And Liberia is the only country each and every Liberian can never be deported from. So as we go throughout the show, I would like to outline some of the importance of political campaign. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Albert, you can go ahead, sir. Okay, so just before
Uh,
Albert comes in, um, Jones, which political party do you represent? Jones, are you there?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I'm asking which political party do you represent?
Oh, I'm on a rescue train.
Okay. So Albert, go ahead. Firstly, tell us the political party you represent, and then you can make your opening statement with respect to what's on your mind.
Good morning to you guys. For me, it's 3 a.m. here in Belgium. Thanks for affording me the opportunity to join your show tonight. I do not represent any political interests, but
Okay.
as time goes by, I will see myself supporting a side that is very very much responsible, a side that I would think has a better means of developing our country. Right now, I have categorized the core political parties. That is the CDC, the Unity Party, the CPP, and the Gunglo Camp. But out of the four, I see just one that is for now standing tall based on the beginning of the campaign process yesterday. Time is slow, but runs so fast. Just 6 years ago, we were in the same process with the beginning of campaign. But what transpired yesterday, I think it was only the intervention of God, whichever religious diversity you come from, of Allah, of nature, if you don't believe in God, that the Unity Party behaved very much maturely yesterday because, according to our electoral laws, no two political parties have to campaign in the same vicinity at the same time. That could spark out violence. And what the CDC did yesterday, I think every meaningful Liberian should condemn that because electoral violence is in all forms. What they did portraying Joseph Boaga pictures on a casket is a sign of psychological violence. And all violence should be condemned in all forms. Nobody would like to see a statement that George Weah portrait be pulled out in such a form. It is a disrespect to our political process and our elders. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
affording me the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Lai, go ahead, sir.
Well, good morning from my end, and good evening, good afternoon to whatsoever you may find yourself in this world. It is a pleasure being on this program again. This is my third time appearing on this show. I what happened yesterday, really, it didn't come as a surprise to me because CDC is not an issue-driven institution. They lack strategies. The only strategy they are good at is creating violence. If you can retrospect the 15 with the Telia Ure, the 13 with Colonial Pra, and I can name many of them.
So I'm coming. Yeah, this is your opening. Okay, so just conclude your 1 minute, then we will jump into the question aspect of it. Yeah.
So
you have
for
to
this reason, yeah. So for this reason, I am not surprised at the CDC. They tell us that they have nothing to tell the Liberian people, and they got nothing to offer.
Which political party do you represent here?
I'm 100% on the rescue train.
Oh, that's also rescue train people will get on there.
Yeah, we are prepared.
Let's see, we gotta bring the Tiawan Gonglo, the ANC.
They won't be able to come.
Yeah, but Nelson, why if those guys are not prepared to come on the show?
Okay, I think that's in internet giving a little problem. So, Laida, you don't want to still give you an intro, right?
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Let my friend continue.
Okay, Teovilas, right? That's the name?
Yes.
All right, can you come in with an intro, please? Like 1 minute.
Okay. Good evening to all of you guys. I'm good. Maybe in the morning hours to the people of Liberia. I'm Theophilos Father, precisely living in Philadelphia. I'm a strong supporter of the rescue train. And one thing I want us to realize is that when CDC was in opposition, they put the same strategy together, and they know within themselves what really happened to them. That a lot of innocent lives were lost in the very CDC headquarters. And now they have started another thing again. So one thing I want them to understand and know that all the guys who really put those caskets on their head, and even the ones who introduce them to that system, I want them to know that they will not live to see the inauguration of Joseph
No,
Numa
no, no, no,
Boakai
no, no, no,
come
no.
2024.
I
I'm
beg you,
very
please,
serious
please.
about it.
Yeah, no. We
I'm
can use,
serious.
like you can use
I'm
fire to
serious.
put a fire. Yeah.
That
So
is
we
as Brother Lai was saying. Listen to me, but guys, as Brother Lai was saying, that is complete psychological violence. You cannot institute such a kind of a campaign in our country when the country is going down to the drain, when the country is facing destitution, when the people are suffering, they are dying, they are put in a position and a situation wherein Liberians have become beggars. We know what we're going through. So if you can put casket on your head to signify that you're running campaign and putting somebody pictures on it, the ones who told the casket and the ones who introduced it, they will not live to see the induction ceremony
no,
of
man.
JNB. That is my opinion. I don't know
I
how
beg you.
you
We don't
feel
we
about it, but
condemn
that
that
is my
statement.
opinion. I
I
just want to
agree, but
say it.
I agree, but we condemn that statement. Like this a public platform. We're now, we can use fire to call up fire. That's it. We here, like as we all here, we can here to share ideas and discuss the issues. It's not to attack or
But
to use some
you
type of
asked me
words.
for my opinion,
I
right?
know I agree, but we
I'm
condemn
saying
it.
I'm
We can't do
saying
that.
of
Yeah,
experience. CDC 5 years in opposition, they took casket
we agree. We agree.
and they know what the calamity and chaos that they will face up with. They're not introducing casket in our nation again. That is not real. That is not factual. That is not campaign. That is psychological violence they're introducing. Let me tell you something. CDC is finding a way of escape to introduce an interim government. They don't want this election to be held because they know they have already lost the election. If the elections are held, then they will lose the elections, and all of them who are squandering our natural resources in the country, they will be held accountable, and most of them will go to jail. So they're finding a way of escape. If they put casket on their head, then the Unity Party or the rescue train will also get on the rampage to counterattack them. Then obviously the entire election will just spoil. I'm just saying
So let me say
something.
this.
But
So let me
Unity
say this.
Party is not going that route. The rescue train is not going that route. So no matter what happened, the rescue train is not going to go against them. So let them do what they want to do. It's their business. They already lost the election. The Liberian people mind are made up. The CDC will not be elected for the second time. It's a done deal.
Okay, so thank you very much. Let me say this just before we move on to the other aspects of the show. The first thing is that we talk to balance the show so as to have folks from the other political parties coming on. We have people from the CDC, from the ANC, and other political parties that some of them are backstage, some are trying to enter studio, but the studio is filled. So we will make this round because we know campaign is all about the messaging. Now, in order for people to vote for you, what are you telling those people to have them to vote for you? And it has to do a whole lot with the messaging. The messaging. So I want to know, and it's interesting that we have a lot of Unity Party partisans here. I think only one person, Aaron, is the only person.
That's it. You said they got other political party people who waiting in the back.
Yeah, Josh is for example, Josh is from what do you call it? The Gonglo camp.
Yeah, but you got I think they need to.
Josh is backstage, and we have what's the name of the gentleman who was here for the ANC? He's also trying to get in. All right. So, but we want to make the rounds. Let's make the first round. let's have this discussion up to 2 a.m. Liberian time. For the next 15 minutes, we can have this discussion so that everybody here can make their contribution as we try to do the reshuffle and bring folks in from other political parties. So I want to know from you guys, beginning with Sheriff, considering that today is the actual start of campaign in Liberia, Unity Party steered the affairs of this country for 12 years, 12 unbroken years. From the onset, the leader at the time, the president, upon taking office, said corruption will be public enemy number one. Corruption then turned out to be a vampire that took over the entire place. And of course, we're at a stage where the Unity Party wants to get back to power. Today being the very first day, the start of campaign, what do you think should be the major message of the Unity Party? A Unity Party that led this country for 12 years.
All right. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity once again. So to answer your question, the Unity Party led this government, led this country for 12 years. During that 12 years, like our standard bearer has always reiterated himself, that says that there were some opportunities that were squandered, and one of the problems that were opportunity that was missed at the time was implementation of the fight against corruption, and that was solely based dependent on the person who was leading the country, which is Madam Ellie Johnson Sirleaf. However, there was so many opportunity and so many development that were done by the past government that this government still enjoy today. If you look at the airport was built under the Madam Sirleaf regime. We look at the highway to Buchanan, it was done under Madam Sirleaf. The Sanikule General Hospital, Tapeta General Hospital, was built by Madam Sirleaf Unity Party regime. We look at the highway from Monrovia to Kakata, from Kakata to Ganta, from Ganta to Banga, was done by Unity Party regime. And then we look at the foreign direct investment that came into the country in the tune of $16 billion, the ArcelorMittal, the NOCAL. And then from there, you look at JFK. JFK was a dilapidated institution. It was brought to functionality by Unity Party government. You look at the army. We had no army. The new army was built by Unity Party government. We look at the police force. We had no police force. The police force was rebuilt by the Unity Party government. We look at the government. The government and the rule of law was non-existent. Unity Party government came in and revamped our government system, and then built the foundation of where we are. When we came in into power, the national budget was 85 million.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds, Sheriff.
From 85 million to in the tune of 500 to up to 600 million. Now, with this current government we're looking at, what development can then point at that they negotiated and brought to this country? There's none. It's non-existent. And I can continue and name and on for what the Unity Party achieved. Were they perfect? No, they were not perfect. This is the reason why that we want GMB. GMB is coming in. He's going to look at some of the mistakes that they made to avoid that mistake and correct on that. That's the importance of experience. If you apply for a job, one of the first things they seek for is experience. What the experience for? Someone who has done something, made a mistake, correct himself. So when they come in, they're not going to make a mistake like the person who they just hired for the first time and is going to do that work from the beginning. That's why experience comes in, and that's the reason why we are counting on JMB to come and rescue our country.
Thank you. So I'm going to hit all of you with the questions because based on the sides that you find yourself, based on the side that you support. Now, Thomas, I understand you equally support the rescue train, right?
That's 100% correct.
Okay. So, Thomas, I want you to tell us all of the people following us right now,
Mhm.
what different is the Unity Party going to be doing this time around? After 12 years, Unity Party wants to go back. What different is the Unity Party bringing this time around? And why should
Okay.
they let people elect them? Since in fact, campaign is officially open.
Okay. Thank you very much. The Unity Party, we are going to bring out 5 major plans of action. And when you look at one of our plan of action, you look at AREST, our standard bearer. He's made it clear to everybody what he's going to do under his leadership. The A, we are going to focus back then to go to agriculture. And we're going to re-emphasize like we did first with roads. Once the roads are there, we're going to have the education system put into place. From the education system, we're going to work on sanitation. From sanitation, we're going to have more sightseeing, our tourism. These are the 5 pillars of the Unity Party when we are inaugurated or elected. With all of this being said, we are going to move forward, and Liberia is going to come back from the dark days. Because trust me, the current leadership has failed. When we try to name some of them, they are uncountable. They came out with too many fabrications, of which they cannot even have them to be started. They came out with some flimsy loan. We all heard about the Iboma loan. We heard about the mineral swap. We heard about the coastal highway. We heard about a whole lot of unnecessary things that they felt that can be done the moment they say it, but they did not work towards them. The matter of fact, there are people who are actually misplaced into the various capacity of jobs. All because I know Nelson, I know Sharif, I know Moba, or I owe it to them. Come and sit here. You cannot run the entire country like that. We go back. They cannot give account of all of those auditors that were killed. Because why? They stood up for the right thing. Corruption free. I would take $5 or $10 because of what personal interest. The Unity Party is not going to have that in our leadership. With our 5 pillars, we foresee Liberia coming back on its trajectory.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Moba, as a co-moderator, you can come in at any point in time. Though I understand you support the Unity Party, but you can come here at any point in time. So we're gonna move to Gus. Hello, Gus, are you there? You muted?
Yes, I'm here, Nancy.
Okay. Now, a lot of people.
Nelson.
Yeah.
I want to ask Thomas about, like, he measured a lot of stuff, but he left one over, and it's one of the most important thing in like every nation. You know, the security sector. How they're going to revamp the security sector to protect life and property, not be biased like the probably the regime that we're in today. I hear you lamenting on that.
Yes, you are right, but that is going to be in the Puebla. Maybe we're going to add additional 1 pillar to our 5.
But excuse me,
the security. Agree. More about the security is actually or should be the primary issue. Once you have insecurity or lack of security within our nation, things will not be put on the right path. I understand your point, but let's look at the first and foremost things that we all need to have our own income for our country. Look to agriculture. The security aspect you have just mentioned about is very, very important. Don't get me wrong, the reason why is not mentioned, but the first five pillars have been already structured. We are going to add additional one there that has to do with security.
Okay. So you don't. Okay.
I
So
find
thank
it.
you.
Okay, no problem. Let's go because I just found it. Yeah. All right,
Okay.
let's go. Let's go
So
to
thank you very much. Let me go to
for time's
Gus.
sake.
Gus, yeah, for time's sake, there's a reason why we're doing this around. Let me go to you, Gus, and I'm going to be posting your questions on the stream so that as people join us, for those joining us for the first time, so they can know what exactly you're responding to as they join the broadcast. So, your question right there on the screen, Gus. How will you respond to people who say sorry? Push. How will you respond to people who say that Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai is too old to lead? Now, you support the Unity Party. We are in campaign period. These are issues that that will pop up every step along the way. What can you say to that? The age factor.
Well, thank you very much, Nelson. Again, thanks for the opportunity to invite me on this platform. The argument about age is very weak. It is lazy. And it is baseless, my dear brother. Let's take, for example, look at the president of Cameroon. How old is the president of Cameroon today? Let's look at the president of Ghana. How old is the president of Ghana today? Let's look at the president of Nigeria, Tinubu, who was just elected. How old is Tinubu? Tinubu is even older than Ambassador Boakai. And so for someone to come to this kind of serious conversation with age business is baseless. You see, the age of Methuselah nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. And so we cannot come to this discussion with age. What we should be discussing is what the Unity Party government, the incoming government, will do for the Liberian people. Like my brother Thomas clearly stated, we have the IRS mission. And remember, Nelson, Liberia is a presidential state. The president of the Republic of Liberia drives the agenda of the country. Anything the president wants to happen, no matter what it takes, he can make sure that happens in his interest. And so as incoming government, we have 5 pillars, and we are going to prioritize these 5 pillars, adding additional 2 or 3 to the 5 pillars. Now we talk about agriculture. We talk about agriculture, Nelson.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yes, you have to protect this. I live in the Turkey Republic of North Cyprus. I was sent there by Senator Jeremiah Pankun to advance my education. Now, Cyprus here, the people, there's an island, and everything that the people do here, it comes from Turkey. Therefore, water, it passes through the sea from Turkey. Electricity comes from Turkey. Guess what happened, Nelson? The people here live on agriculture. Everywhere around here, the people make that garden. And we believe that industrializing Liberia in the agricultural sector will help move the country forward. Let's look at the tourism sector. Every year, this year, we in the summertime year now, we receive over 2 million tourists every year in the country. And you have so many tourist centers in Liberia. Look at Lake Tide. Lake Tide is a very beautiful tourist center that we can develop that sector and generate more funds. Look at the Patari waterfall. Dear brother, today there is no road to go to the Patari waterfall. Though we have a vice president who served as senator for over 18 years, and today she's vice president. But kitchen, she don't have in her own home. And so we need to improve the tourist sector. Ambassador Boakai is saying, when I get to power, I will improve the tourist sector so that Liberia can generate money from the tourist sector. Like what used to happen those days, people used to come from America and other places to go to Lanco. We talk about security. Security is very key. Because no nation prosper, no nation go ahead without security. You heard the president talking about us buying CCTV camera. How does that work when you don't have electricity? CCTV camera. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's what you did. Thank you very much. The guy comes from the MDR. Gus, you did well. So I want you to, Raymond, we're coming to you. I want you to respond to this very question on the stream. Yeah. The age factor.
So the very first thing we need to understand, democracy and electioneering all has to do with participation.
Okay.
Participation of the broad base of the citizenry, especially those who reach the age of consent. It makes no sense to discriminate against an age group. And in our African wisdom, it says you sit on the old mat to plant a new one. We Africans, we have Asian wisdom that we do not despise the wisdom of the gray hair. I am a Christian. In Christianity, there are several scriptures where God speaks directly to his people. One of them, it says, the glory of youthfulness is your strength. But the glory of age is the gray hair that comes with wisdom. Ambassador Barker might have age, but the presidency is not a boxing match. It's about comprehension and decision making, which usually is earned by experience. This is a man who has vast wealth of experience. And in every institution, institutional knowledge is an asset.
Okay.
Ambassador Barker has it. Beyond that,
can we all mute? Can we mute? Someone is, I think, driving or something, but I'm getting a feedback. Yeah, Raymond, just conclude, sir. You have
beyond that. He has an excellent record. He has worked in government, understands the issue, and has worked with distinction. So age is not a factor. In fact, age is an important factor to consider. Because of his age, he has acquired a lot of understanding, experience, and because he has served with distinction, and I'm a non-partisan. I belong to no political party. But these, for me, are the factors that I support him because of his track record. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, Jones, you will go with this same question. And then once we get to Aber, then we'll change the question. Since, in fact, he doesn't support a particular political party or so. How do you respond to people who say that Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baraka is too old to lead, and he's too old and he doesn't have the capacity?
Yeah, thank you so much, Nelson. I have several points for which an old person should lead a specific country. With respect to our country, Liberia, older person come with a lot of experience. In the case of Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baraka, older leaders typically have a vast amount of professional and life experiences. They have encountered several challenges, and those challenges that are encountered, they have managed to overcome it with wisdom, knowledge, and that of understanding. The second one is that older people have wisdom, with age comes with wisdom. Older leaders, they often possess a deep understanding of human behavior, organization, dynamics. These are qualities that Ambassador Barker is bringing to the presidency. They come with kindness and emotional intelligence. These things are very important quality of a leader, and mentorship and guidance. These things are all important in leadership, And another important thing is that they have the ability to do what you call a conflict resolution, as the case of Ambassador Barker. He has been married for several years. He has managed a home. So from that direction, I strongly believe that he can manage our country. Although some people will say that your home and a country is not the same. But the fact that one who controls the home have the ability to control public sector, because he or she is responsible. In the case of Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baraka. And then networking and connection. Having spent many years in public sector, I feel that Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baraka has established strong connection in and out of Liberia. These relationships that he has established, they are very important in advancing organization interest and that of fostering partnership for the better growth of our country, Mama Liberia. And lastly, he understands what you call cultural and historical knowledge about country Liberia. As an older person, he possesses a deep understanding of our country Liberia, the historical values that have been described under this leadership. This knowledge can guide decision making in order to make informed decision. And lastly, patience and adaptability. Often one might condemn older people, but guess what? They have faced numerous changes or challenges in their life. So overcoming these challenges is important. So with those latter experiences and challenges I overcome, I feel like we have all these quality in order to transform our country, Mama Liberia. And lastly, we
Thank
should
you.
all ask ourselves, just
10
learn on this.
seconds. 10
Okay,
seconds.
Liberians should ask ourselves, is their life better now than 6 years ago? The answer will be no. I was just watching several videos you were playing before the start of the show, interviewing people. Someone is telling you that on the 26th day, I didn't allow my children to go out just because I couldn't provide a 26 clothes for them. I have to keep them home. These things are pitiful. So you should think about it. Think about it first and vote wisely. Vote Ambassador Joseph Human Boycott. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Jones. Now Albert, you are next. I'm glad that you came on the platform. You disclosed to us that you do not support a particular political party or a political candidate. Did I get you right, Albert? You're muted.
Sure.
Okay. And so you are a neutral guy on the show. So I'm going to ask you this question, Albert. At this point in our country's history, Liberia, after seeing peace for about 20, in fact, over 20 years, we're still pointing fingers to the dark days of our country. We made a decision for 12 years. We made another decision for 6 years. It's about to come to an end. This is campaign period. What do you think Liberians should be looking for in their leaders at this point? For example, who should I make a president? What are the qualities I should look for in these individuals? In this individual, in fact, before making him president, before giving him a vote. What do you think Liberians should look for in a leader at this time?
Thank you very much. As
Someone
we
is not
go
muted.
through,
Someone is not muted.
Guys, let's please mute. Please, let's all of us just try to do that.
as we go through this election process, I think what most of the electors should be looking forward to from the candidates that are coming to them to ask them for their vote to lead the country is Liberia is being confronted with so many things. One, food insecurity. We have a very good sword in Liberia, and I think candidates should tell Liberians how are they going to address the food insecurity problem. We are able to feed ourselves and even export. I live in a country that has no mineral resources, nothing at all. I don't remember when last I ate rice. I eat a lot of potatoes and other foods, because they produce these things here themselves and also from outside. One of the things Liberians should be looking at is that security of the states, because many times in Liberia, in Monrovia or outside Monrovia, sometimes up to 9 o'clock, people are running away from the street because there are a lot of insecurity in the street. Thirdly, I think what Liberians should be looking at is that how can that sanitation problem be addressed? Because people build a lot of houses in Liberia, and the public work ministry and the health ministry is not paying attention to how people build septic tanks that affect drinking water, because we drink a lot of water from wells in Liberia and cause a lot of sicknesses in Liberia. Candidates should be able to address health problems in Liberia. There are a lot of them that will come with these things, but how are they going to address it? I think this is what most of the electorates should be looking at. Fourth, they should look at job security. How are these candidates, when you win, how are you going to bring jobs to Liberia? Because presently, over the last 6 years, This government cannot tell the Liberian people how many jobs they have added on the job market over the last 6 years, because there have been no foreign direct investment in Liberia. The government will lower the salary of civil servants and bring in other people. That is not bringing in jobs. You are also adding up to the insecurity, because if a man was making $150 and you bring him down to $45 to add other people on the payroll, you are making the next person that salary which you are bringing down, you are making him secure. For instance, if he has a family of 6 households, how can he feed his family? Now you are pushing that man maybe sometimes to go and do something wrong out there to be able to get something in his pocket to be able to feed his family. So I think the electors, they should not just look at the blanket statement, I will do this, I will do that, but how are you going to do it? It should be cataloged in your manifesto for the Liberian people to be able to hear what you are going to say and what you are going to do for them.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Albert. Let's go to you, Theophilus. And since you support the Unity Party, we're going to bring back this question about the age factor. How will you respond to people who say that Ambassador Boakai is of age and he does not have the capacity to lead?
Okay, thank you very much, Nelson. One thing we need to understand is that we got a common saying. The old man who sits and the young man who stand watching, the old man see beyond what you can see. Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, age got nothing to do with the problem Liberia is facing right now. With all the candidates who are contesting in these elections, with the different government that Ambassador Boakai have worked in, with the wealth of experience, Liberia need a president who know the in and out of all the problems that Liberia have faced in time past. And the only person who is coming to this job, who will not be learning on the job, but has the experience, who have been educated, who have gone through the rudiment, who have gone through the exercises, who have gone through the training, and he know the in total of what Liberia needs, whether it comes to agriculture, it comes to road, it comes to education, it comes to sanitation, it comes to tourism, it comes to security. Ambassador Boakai knows it all. So the best person for this job, besides his age, he got the wealth of experience, he got the wisdom, he got the patience, he got the education, he got the knowledge of what Liberia need now. So if we make the mistake to put somebody in the office of the president who will be learning on the job, then we will be regretting for the next 6 years. The only person who will not be learning on this job, who is well experienced to deliver to the Liberian people in terms of job, in terms of connections, in terms of development, in terms of growing food, in terms of making our city, our towns and villages, our country safe, that you can stay out, go wherever you want to go and go home safe, nobody running behind you, and everything will be put in place, is Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai. Let us not make the mistake this time around.
Theophilus, someone sitting in their car, in their office, in their home right now watching this show or listening to us may just be asking the question of how. Because sometimes it's easier to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it. But for the next 30 seconds, can you just emphasize a little bit on the how?
On the how, it comes to agriculture, you know, Joseph Numa Boakai have delivered before, and he can still deliver today. In terms of LPMC, in terms of other areas where he has worked, in terms of agriculture, food security in our country, you can trust Joseph Numa Boakai with the 5 pillars that he has given to Liberian people on arrest. There is no doubt about it. He got the wealth of experience. He is ready. He is prepared from day one to deliver. And just watch it. when Joseph Numa Baka wins this election and inducted in January, in the first 6 months, you will begin to see the transformation that Liberia needs. There is no doubt about it. There is no joke. He means it, and he will deliver.
It doesn't answer the question how.
I said the how is that
It goes back to the same blanket statement.
the
It
how.
doesn't answer the question
The
how.
how.
And that's the
He
how.
gave
And that's
okay.
the how I think the electorate want to hear.
The how is this. He gives you the 5 pillars, right? He gives you the 5 pillars, right? On arrest. In terms of agriculture, don't you know that Joseph Numa Baka, when he served as agriculture minister, he did a lot of work that Liberia, that Lofa was considered the food basket of Liberia and also Nima County. You can trust that he can do it. He knows the how. In terms of mechanized farming, Joseph Numa Baka can do it. He got the connection and he will do it.
Thank you.
And Nelson, can I come in just for a few seconds?
Can I come in on agriculture, please? Can I come in for
So
30 seconds?
I need to bring the rest of the guys in. Okay, so Sharif, I'll give you 20 seconds, and then Raymond, I'll give you 20 seconds because we have Ture in the background, we have Cindy, we have George.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is what I'm gonna say, brother Albert. So this is what we're gonna do. For example, agriculture. When it comes to agriculture, for the farmers, you ask the farmers, if you cut your grass, you burn the farm. Because I came from a farming background. I came from Lofa. I grew up on a farm. You cut your grass, you burn the farm, you do everything. The government will provide you free seeds. Government provide you free seed. That's an incentive. I tell the people, give you free seed. You encourage the people to make more farm. However acres you make, the government will give you free seed. That's one thing for agriculture. For example, when it comes to rice importation in Liberia right now, for temporary rice importation in Liberia, is monopolized by foreign entity.
5 seconds.
What you do, you demonopolize it. You allow every single Liberian, if you're in America, in China, wherever you are, bring your rice. If I bring my rice from America, I want to sell it for $20. People want to buy it, fine. If you bring your rice from China, you want to sell it for $8, you get customer for it, fine. That's it. Demonopolize it. Allow every citizen to be able to bring rice. Same thing for gas.
So for you, Sharif, that is the how when it comes to the agricultural aspect.
Exactly.
Or food insecurity. That is the how.
That's the how. I could go on. I don't have the time.
Okay. So Raymond, you wanted to make a point. You can do that.
And let's be honest with the discourse, right? The how can be adequately answered because we have limited time. And so the how, there's a whole lot of detail. So you can only give it in a nutshell. And even given the detail, it doesn't mean because you provide it in the detail, it must be implemented as said. Like an agenda. An agenda will always take form in explaining. When you plan, there will be challenges and you will always replan. But the fact that you have a vision, so it's the vision that you consider and not the details. Because the details, there's no guarantee. Circumstances will change. Example, we were just faced with Corona. But with an agenda and a focus, you can always achieve your goal. So it's the agenda and the goal that we should look for and not the details so necessarily.
Thank you very much, Raymond. So we want to say welcome to the folks who just joined us. You're watching the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We're live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, and also on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. I'm Nelson Colette. My co-moderator is Moba Zoka. And we've been joined. We try as much to balance the platform. So we've been joined by Josh. Josh is a supporter of the CDC. Ture happens to be a supporter of the Council of Tiawon Gonglos. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. And then Cindy happens to be a supporter of the ANC. So now we have Unity Party, the CDC, Council of Tiawon Gonglos, Liberian People's Party, the ANC, and we have Albert, who says he's a neutral guy on the show. He doesn't support any political party as we stand. So we want to say welcome to Josh. Let's start with you, Josh. Since you guys, the three of you are just joining us, we want you guys to give us your opening comments. Make your opening statement.
Okay, look, thank you very much, Nelson. Thank you, everyone. I've been listening, so I've been following everything you've said. I just want to thank you for this platform because at least I wouldn't have come here necessarily because, but campaign has opened. So I will go to every learning breath, of people who can, hear from us and support the hard work this person is doing. So that's why I'm here. And I want to say here before I start anything that I'm really appalled by what happened in Monrovia. The toting of the casket, I think, was wrong. And I think the party came out and strongly condemned what happened. And there should be no place where our politics will lead us to doing such thing. We already know that toting casket does not kill people. It does not ask for people death. People tote casket because it symbolize the political death of other people. But still yet, the connotation is bad and we don't want it in our politics. So I condemn that, and I think the party already did that. So I will stop at that condemnation. So the next thing is that look, I understand one of my brothers here. I think it was Sharif or it was Raymond, or not Raymond, but maybe Goss or someone. They talk about the Joe Bwaka being able to hold stable his home. So because he can stabilize his home, he will be a good leader who can put in charge of Liberia. And just one common thing I want to tell you. I will give you three, maybe just two. I won't go longer. Joe Bwaka, as soon as the party UP was turned over to him, his standard bearer, the previous standard bearer, was, dismissed from the party. He did not say anything, and the Ellen has to go to court to have that decision overturned by the party. He went to CPP. CPP was going all good until he became the standard bearer. It broke down. And I'm asking people here, and they are saying that because he took care of his home, he can take care of everything, And I'm telling you, they say I will borrow this statement from Mr. Cummings, who said, "Future performance is based on something that is present or the past." So if Joe Bwaka, because I'm not here to attack anyone, but Joe Bwaka, because Joe Bwaka is is the guy who we know that we are going to be contending with. I understand other people, they are very relevant, but we know that we will first want to hit the head of the nail that is biting us, then the one that will bite us. So we will focus on Joe Bwaka for now. So these are the things. If we can have Joe Bwaka, who on his watch, the UP went to nothing except until Costa came on board. The guy who went to CPP and destroyed CPP, and now that the entire political team together, the political party that came together could no longer hold, and now Alice Kum is the only one holding that commitment together. Bwaka has left again, and then you were telling us that if Bwaka comes to power, what guarantees are there for us to believe that if Bwaka comes on board, Liberia will not break into pieces just like he broke apart the UP, he broke apart the CPP, and everything else. Thank you.
Mama, I saw you kept putting George in a hurry. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. No. We're dealing with times. My brother,
for more than 2 minutes.
Coming too,
Okay, Terrell, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so very much, guys. Glad to be back on with you guys again. Look, George, George, you and I tend to agree with you on so many issues, but it's just other area. But I mean, I absolutely agree with you. And you coming out to condemn the throwing of the casket to that thing. I think that was a little immature by
a few elements.
But again, from day one, what have been this government Achilles heels is their gross negligence of PR or public relation. For some reason, they just feel like public relation is not something that they're concerned with. And I'm telling you, man, if anybody know how government works and how international relation and a lot of stuff work, it's something that people actually pay huge dollar for PR, and this government just don't care about it. But that's not here nor there. Let's talk about what is on my mind tonight. Look, campaign open today, and we saw everybody out there that they make, like going off. I love it. I love it. Brent taking the bull by the horn to actually celebrate their party and just get out there to make people to understand that there's a lot at stake. I appreciated that a lot. But ladies, but guys, let me not lie to y'all. The person that can actually lead this country to where we all deserve to be at, it's Chaun Gonglo. Because if we look at Liberia issue, the issue in our country is the gross abuse of our rules and regulations. Our laws are not taken into consideration. Chaun Gonglo come with the mindset that if we can get people respecting our laws, our regulations, then obviously, because you have to look at the antecedent of the issue before you can even try solving what the issue is. And we all can agree on this platform, whether you're from ANC, CDC, United Party, ALP, whatever you're from. People don't respect basic rules and regulations in our country. And we have a man right now who walks, talks, sleep, rule of law. Let's give that man the opportunity. Then he comes, get the country where the country needs to be. Then we can get other policy and other something. So I mean, I'm for good governance because I live in a country where even if I get out of my house right now, I know someone is watching me. Even if there's no police, but I know when I reach a stop sign, I'll have to pull. You know what I'm saying? So let's get the rules and regulations straight. Let's respect the law. Let Gonglo come and clean the system like the way Gerald Rowland of Ghana was able to, and Ghana continue now to enjoy that success. So Gonglo is the way, and I'm calling on all of you guys from tonight. Y'all get on the train, man. Y'all get on the Gonglo train. Thank you.
Thank you. Chad?
Gonglo get Trina.
That was going to be my question to Ray. I didn't know Gonglo bought tree.
Listen, Ture. Your party was searching for a special for changing the old man's room to a tree. How can you change the room to a tree?
So the guy doesn't even know what the party have. So you can't the discussion.
Gentlemen,
He just lost his job tonight. He just lost his
Gonglo is
job
going to
tonight.
join the train. So Ture is a prophet. He just prophesied.
The man
He just
started
lost
the
his
group.
job tonight.
Okay, so let's move to Sandy. Sandy, go ahead.
Yeah, gentlemen, it's good to be here with you. Happy Saturday. It's still Saturday on my end. I was not expecting us to be here tonight, so I wasn't really ready. But as soon as I heard that you guys were here, I came running. Because I don't want the ANC to not be represented here tonight. So we are here again to sell to youth and to the Liberian people, Mr. Cummings, who I believe is the right person to lead this country. But there are a couple of things that were being discussed before I came here, and I just want to highlight them. The issue of the, well, first of all, I want to say happy campaign day to all of us, because it's the start of the campaign. You know, everything in Liberia is a happy thing. So my campaign is on all of you guys to say.
Oh, your campaign on?
When I say campaign on you, election on you, so my campaign on you. But the issue of the casket is really, you know, I heard my brother try to defend it, but then again, he tried to get away from it. George Weddle, he said, you know, when the people told campaign it doesn't kill anybody, we understand that. But the what is associated with that has a significant negative impact, right? We come from a civil crisis. Our people have not healed from the civil war. People watch their family dead. People, I mean, a lot of things happen that has increased the mental health issues in the nation. To see a political campaign or political party, which is actually the governing party in the nation, to still carry around casket
with JMB initials on that is wrong. It's wrong. I do not support JMB, but I condemn it. If it happened to anybody, I condemn it. You said the party condemn it already. But we know the CDC. All of us know the CDC. They will send their agents out there to do the wrong thing, and then they will come back and say, oh, we didn't send them. You know, we are not part of them. We saw what happened to Prince Johnson Church. They said they were not part of it. They don't know them. But we got to find out later that they were actually agents of the CDC. So you can't send people out there, then you try to run away from them. So it's wrong. Judge, you condemn it. I want you to condemn it. Don't try to defend it by any means. There was a question. There was a question asked here about. My man, I'll tell you my introduction. There was a question asked here about whether what
So
should we.
the intro going
Like
long.
in 30 seconds.
Yeah, my man, I'm the only CPP man.
That's not getting 30 seconds. Like in 30 seconds. You're my brother.
Anytime you pick a road, I have 10 more seconds. The issue of Ahmed Wakai age, for me, I don't like to address it on a personal scale. I respect the old man. He's an elderly man in our community that we should all respect. My mother is older than Wakai, and I have my mother here. She's 84 years old, still strong, running after her grandkids, and I respect her in the same way I respect Omen Wakai. But we can understand that Omen Wakai is not the leader for this time. The CDC has messed the country up. We need an Eddie Zana Cummings who is strong, who is energized, who have that management experience, who come with the technical know-how to rescue us, to face the country and rescue us from the mess that the CDC government has created. So I'm looking forward to a good discussion tonight from all of us. And again, happy campaign day.
Thank you very much. So Maurice, you here with us? Can you position your camera well? Maybe carry up a little, something like that. Maurice. Yes, I think it's trying to be good now. Yeah, but go ahead, Maurice. Go ahead. You are muted.
I'm good, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Well, I want to say thank to everyone. Abba blessed. Mama, good to see you. You know, Abba and I, we used to be in the same chat room 2017. I mean, we used to be, the same thing that we're facing today. We used to be talking to the people out there, but they couldn't listen to us. So, Abba, it's good to see you and good to share the platform with you once again. Yeah. But, let me start by responding to the elephant in the house, the CDC man. The man said, Ome Baga not able to keep it home because the Unity Party, they expect their leader and blah, 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 blah. He went to CPP. Really? Is that what you think? In fact, that shows that Unity Party is the party that you cannot play with Unity Party. That can never happen in CDC. George, we are lead CDC is dead. You want to talk about Joe Barker heading the CPP breakdown, the Unity Party breakdown. Let's go there. Everything that George Weah had heard, what happened to them? Even the country that George Weah heading of the country today, see how far the country has gone. You want to go there? See how far the country has gone. So Joe Biden has never become president. George Weah, who is the president of the country, he's the custodian of everything. See how the country has degenerated into, maybe it will take 25 years for us to come back. And in few seconds, let me respond to the casket issue, right? You see, as much as it is disappointing because it is the country image, especially the sitting government, for the sitting government to display a casket on the opening of the campaign day, especially from my understanding, that was led by the Secretary General of the party, the chief scribe of the party, because the Secretary General is the chief scribe of the party agenda that the ruling party is working on. The chief crafter of that agenda, Jefferson Koji, heading that team to display a casket. It shows a bad image. If this government herself can be enemy to herself, don't blame us. Don't blame the opposition or people of the country being scary. But again, as much as we are disappointed, the CDC, they have nothing to offer. Because if our Jefferson Koji the day of the campaign, I will come and tell the people exactly. Forget about CDC. As a city mayor, what did I do in my 6 years as a city mayor? I will do that instead of putting young boys together on the street and displaying casket. So it is sad, but again, that is CDC. They just have nothing to offer. You can only offer what you have to offer. You cannot offer what you don't have to offer. So I will just stop here, but we're here. Thanks, Nancy, for having me on the show.
Okay. Thanks. Gradually we're getting a balanced conversation. I see Josh with the president's photo, his background. Yeah. So gradually we're getting a balanced conversation. So now let's go into it. Campaign is on. Campaign has started. Now, I want us to take up time to look at the different political parties. For the CDC, the commissioner, maritime commissioner, is the campaign chair. Unity Party has done the same thing. You have Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence and the other folks from the different counties, Senator Steve Zago and all of those folks there, stirring things up. Senator DeLon is in Montserrat County doing his thing as well. Now, you talk about the ANC. ANC is going about it. Councillor Tiawon Gonglo is also doing his thing. But let's take up time to look at the positions. What's your honest evaluation of those different political parties? Where do they stand right now? And for this, we're going to give 2 minutes to each person to be able to do a very objective analysis on that. Where does the CDC stand, for example? What are the chances of the CDC right now when it comes to winning this election, getting a second term? Where does the Unity Party stand? What are her chances? Yes, she has campaign team and all of that. Where does the ANC stand? Where does the Councillor Tiawon Gonglo's political party stand? Let's do an honest analysis. If you want to maybe talk about just one political party, it's up to you. If you want to deal with 2, 3, it's up to you. But maximum should be 3. So we're going to do 2 minutes each, and we want you to share your thoughts on these issues. Robert, you want to go or you want to conclude?
No, I have to ask the other question. That's it. Let it keep going. I'll be asking questions.
Okay.
Maybe I would like to go first, if you guys are okay with that.
But we know where you stand. So why are you rushing?
I thought we're going by land.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So yeah, Sherry first. Sherry first.
Exactly.
None of your business.
Mama, you got like George, you got like with that business too much, man.
I mean, let's start with Sherry. Sherry.
No problem.
But Nelson, you think we'll do like one Unity party, one person from CDC, one person like that?
We can have everyone.
My man, they're not really want to the people, not to count the show. Let us go by the line, my man. We're not the one to the people, not to count the show.
Sherry, you can start up.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah, guys. Can we meet ourselves, please? Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking at our Unity Party chances. Some of the fundamental factors that I'm going to lay out here. Everything going to add to one thing, which is we can't be complacent. If you look at the trajectory of our voting population in our country at the moment, the facts are, our other colleagues might try to disagree, but the facts on the ground, based on public opinions, based on various polls from various radio stations, both regime-backed and other private stations, from all indications, Joseph Numa Baka stands a higher chances of winning the election, if not on the first ballot. We're going to look at the first thing, the first factor. We'll look at Montserrat. Historically, no ruling party has ever won Montserrat in our modern political sphere. No ruling party has ever won Montserrat. And if you look at the recent history, Darius DeLong, who is on our camp, has defeated CDC in the same county twice in the last 5 years. That's one factor. Another factor is Monserrado voters, with respect to every other counties, Monserrado voters are quite enlightened when it comes to national issues compared to other counties. So whatever policy the government lay out or whatever policy is implemented, Monserrado is the first point of contact that basically receive either the positive or the negative of that policy. For that reason, Monserrate is going to go to Joseph Yuma Boakai. And also, if we saw the campaign tactics today, CDC decided to go the other route.
Okay, so now you own the chances of the CDC now, right? After the chances of the Unity Party.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can just deal with two. Then we'll move to the next person.
Yes. So and then we look at what it did today on that on the opening of of campaign.
Okay.
Instead of them pushing or taking their policy to the Liberian people, they decided to mock an opposition by further derailing their chances or even being elected, because people are going to look at that. What policy are you pushing? You basically just selling another political party. So that tells you that they have nothing to sell to the Liberian people. They have a very bad market and nobody going to buy it.
Thank you. Raymond, you are muted.
Thank you.
Okay.
I hope to just talk on the 2 forerunners chances. I believe all the other parties like the Gonglo, the Cummings, they're all good people, but if one person doesn't win on the first ticket, just 2 parties that are going to go to the second ballot. And we know who the 2 forerunners are. The Cuban. We can overlook the influence of the Cuban. They have a lot of people appointed in government. And we know what the bread and butter issue in Liberia is. People belly. You know, an impoverished country or underdeveloped country, food is important. And those who put money in your pocket tend to influence you. So CDC got a lot of people there. They've given jobs still in terms of appointments. And those people got their family and their friends, so they're going to support them. Like our brother George here, he understands the issue, but yet he got to defend a cause. You know, he's convicted by his cause, whether it's influenced by other things, law for country, only him can answer to that. But the chances of the CDC winning is going to be based on their records. How have they improved the livelihood of the ordinary men, the voters, those who have the power to appoint and to dismiss? And from all clear indications, CDC don't stand a chance. Yet, withstanding, they got people who support them. Even very seditious that we know, we all Liberians, right? We got friends.
Raymond, sorry to interrupt. I'm trying to get from you then where exactly does the CDC stand? Because you said that the CDC has given a lot of jobs to some people, and the fact that they've done so, we shouldn't overlook, or nobody should overlook the chances of the CDC, because they've put money in the pockets of some of those people by giving them jobs. But then you come back to say that, and then you went on further to say that they will be elected or not based on their track records and so forth. So I'm trying to find the connect. Are you saying that CDC, based on their track record, that they've given a lot of jobs to other people, that would then get those people to vote for them based on? I'm just trying to get that aspect.
So what I was saying, I'm saying the 2 forerunners are CDC and the Unity Party. And I was laying the premise why the CDC is one of the forerunners, because she got some loyal supporters who's going to fight with her, go in the trenches, come what may, because they stand to eat a portion of the national cake. And so they're not going to relinquish that easily. So they're going to fight. That's why it's going to be the CDC and that of the Unity Party. But I said, the conclusion there is the CDC, those who got the power to actually employ and dismiss, which are the ordinary Liberian people, what has been the CDC effect, leadership effect on the livelihood of the ordinary people is dismal. So with that, CDC chances is very not setting. So I'm going now to the Unity Party. Ome Joseph Yema Boaka stand the chance of being elected, if not on the first ballot, on the second ballot. Why? CDC performance helped Joseph Yema Boaka case. Given the fact that the Unity Party 12 years rule compared to that of the CDC, the ordinary people can feel the effect of governance and they can tell the difference. Ordinary civil servants made more money during the Unity Party. People who work for the likes of non-governmental organizations and in the private sector had jobs. The climate for investment was more attractive than it is now. The livelihood of the ordinary people were much better. And they saw things that worked for them, even the ordinary petty trailers, business people who went to China and brought goods. Trade was better than compared to now. The economy, by and large, was far better. So the people are really going to vote on what the government, the effect of the government on their lives. And it doesn't stand to support the CDC. It stands to support Joseph Yema Boaka and given his track record. And in Liberia, people's identity politics, people want to know you. If you even went to a village as a stranger in Liberia, they want to associate you with someone they know. And then they can give the credibility that they have for such a person. They can borrow that to you until you can prove yourself as you are. And that's how what people think. So they know Joseph Yema Boaka over time. And they know what he stands for. And beyond that, he had even reached out to the likes of John Malu. And even the Unity Party-led government had a government of inclusion. So a lot of people see
20 seconds.
Unity Party re-election as an opportunity of recovery of the dying state Liberia, then giving the CDC another chance that's not going to go any further, but to go further under. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Raymond. Albert, you can go ahead, sir.
You're muted.
You're muted, Albert.
You're muted.
You're muted, Albert.
Sorry, gentlemen. For the CDC, George, we are at the three factors.
Okay, so just quickly, as Albert makes his point, he's open to 2 questions from anyone based on what he's going to say. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In these elections for George Weah and the CDC, I look at 3 factors for George Weah that may propel him to the second round, because I disagree with the issue of first round and first round victory. Looking at the electoral space, the amount of candidates in the race, there are so many spoilers, But going to the second round, I look at George Weah. 3 factors. The incumbent factor will play a very huge role, in propelling him to the second round. 2, the likability factor. George Weah, no matter what you say about him, he's liked all over. Even people who don't like him, everywhere he turns out, he's going to pull the crowd. 3, we're looking at the financial factor. Most of the millions that have gotten missing in our country over the past 5 to 6 years most of them are going to be pumped into this election. Looking at what happened even in Lofa County. Just before the senatorial elections, there was rapid development, both especially when it comes to the construction of road, the pavement of road in Lofa County. That alone propelled the candidate who won the Unity Party candidate in Lofa County. So looking at the presidential and general election, just imagine the amount of finance factor that will play in favor of the incumbent. When it comes to Joseph Yema Boaka, because those are the 2 candidates that I'm really looking at now when it comes to the second round. There are other candidates like Alexander Cummings. They can make a surprise in the race. But Joseph Boakai, people are looking at what is unfolding presently in the country. They are saying over the last 5 years, there were so many games that was done, especially we came from civil crisis. We didn't have government, or government was instituted. The 3 branches of government was instituted. Security was a little bit better. Direct investment. But since this government came to power, there have not been direct investment in the country. There are not more jobs that have been added. And they look at Joseph Boakai, even though there were problems in the early government, Joseph Boakai was the vice president. But at the end of the day, some people may say, even if Joseph Boakai might have given advice to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, he couldn't make the principal, he couldn't make the, what can I say? He could not make principally the decision. So at the end of the day, when we put him there at this time, saying he's a man with experience, I think he has a better idea on how to forward the country, because most people are seeing the country have gone backward for the last 5 to 6 years. Another factor for Joseph Numa Boakai is the traditional factor. If you go into the hinterland, Joseph Numa Boakai is most admired by most of the traditional leaders. Joseph Numa Boakai used to go into most of our traditional bushes to be able to talk with our traditional elders, which most of the candidates in the race, even George Weah, cannot go into Nimba and go into our traditional bushes to talk with our elders. So these are some of the factors, and some of the people are looking at the wisdom that Joseph Numa Boakai, as an intelligent person, as a statement, what he brings to the table. Alexander Cummings, Alexander Cummings is a very versed person. He's intelligent. Most person will look at Alexander Cummings as somebody who really flourished in the corporate world. But what they are looking at, some people will look at it, they will say the corporate governance and governance in itself, and the governing more than 5 million people, is completely different from flourishing in the corporate world. So I think Gonglo, people will look at Gonglo when it comes to legality. He's going to be very much strong on legal issues. He's going to look at things to be done very much straightforward, because if you look at Gonglo lifestyle, he has been somebody who has helped to strengthen the legal system in Liberia. In any country that does not respect the legal system, that country, there will be a lot of crime. So if I would look at Gonglo, if Gonglo were to become president, you look at the legal system, the judicial system will be very much straightened up, than any other candidate in the race. So everyone that they have a very good point. But looking at the 2 candidates, I will look at the CDC George Weah and Joseph Numa Boakai to be at the top at this time, who I can see going to the second rounds of elections.
So the first question from me, so anyone could ask questions.
Yeah.
So of the 2 to go to the second round, my question is, who do you think stand a chance of winning? And in asking questions, it's a B part. And if anyone wins, what do you think is the way forward of the recovery process of Liberia? Is it a government of inclusion that will include some of the other candidates who doesn't stand a chance of winning, like the likes of Gonglo, to come in, head the judicial system, like the likes of Cummings, to come and head the National Investment Commission? And which candidate you think stand a chance of the 2 that might win to form a government of inclusion?
Look at the 2 candidates in the race right now. I think the cloud presently falls over George Weah, especially when it goes to the second round. Many people are looking at George Weah government to have failed massively, because if you look at reports, especially from institutions in Liberia that great government, Namoti of what they have come up with the UNDP and other UN agencies. They have come out to say that George Weah. Most of the promises made by Weah and the CDC at the time they were in opposition campaigning to take over governance in Liberia, they have not met even 5%. I think 5% of those promises. And there are so many people today who are struggling to find food to eat. In Elling's time, there were struggles as compared to comparing data from Elling government and this government. There are so many people who are struggling today as compared to the Elling government, because I'll come back to the issue of foreign direct investment. There are so many people who are not working. So George Weah going to the second round with Joseph Numa Boakai, I think George Weah will lag behind a little bit. But the issue with Joseph Numa Boakai, the issue with Yeah, the issue with Jesus Yuma Bwaka.
Let's do this. Let's do this,
Yeah.
Alfred. If you were to attach a percentage to the chances, what would you say for Ambassador
the chances,
Bwaka, and what would you say for
that is
President
where
George?
that is where I'm coming. Then at least I can come in with a percentage. Jesus Yuma Bwaka stand a point. Jesus Yuma Bwaka stand a point, but where is the problem for Jesus Yuma Bwaka within the opposition cycle? Looking at the friction between the CPP and the Unity Party, if Jesus Yuma Bwaka were to go to the second round, with all of the nomenclature that people within the UP cycle have given to Alexander Cummings, do you think Alexander Cummings is going to look at Joseph Yuma Bwaka to support him? Like was statement that came from Musa Belete that he cannot get into any conversation that will endorse Joseph Yuma Bwaka to become president. So, and that's a very huge setup within the opposition community. So, considering all of those facts, I think there's a 60 to 40% chance of Joseph Yuma Bwaka and a 40% chance for the CDC George Weah.
The B part of my question.
No.
The B part of your question, I think the candidate who stand most chance to have a government inclusion is Joseph Yuma Bwaka.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Thank you. So, oh, you're clapping for the man. So we'll go to Josh.
I'm an independent person, brother. So
Thank you.
And your
Nelson.
analysis is excellent, my brother.
Oh, guys, thank you all for this opportunity again. I think I would say the CDC stands the most chance of winning these elections. And I know we all have diverse, opinions about this, but we have to be realistic, and being realistic is part of, nation building. Because if you compare the first economy under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where we had the United Nations, because I was there. I worked for the United Nations when I was there in Liberia from 2003 all the way to 2007. So I know that most of us were working for the UN. The government was not doing anything because the economy was forced. It happened like it happened. But when George Weah came in, the UN left. So everything now we have to shift from depending on, the economy that was provided by the UN to our own thing. But here's what I want to tell you. I think there will be a runoff, right? And when a runoff comes, the ungratefulness of the UP to all her partners and the arrogance that accompanies that, where they think they are the best and they can do it all alone, nobody can do it better than them, is going to destroy the Unity Party. These guys are so arrogant that even on this post, instead of canvassing for their political party, they are there insulting me or insulting people who don't agree with them. So here's the thing. If you don't agree with me, why can't you just say what you don't agree with me? And then I will tell you why I said what I said. And then we can have a civil discussion. But these people are so arrogant that even they are destroying their friends because they already had their own internal document that will say only people who support them will get jobs in this government. And I'm surprised, my brother Albert, when you say the UP stands the most chance of getting a government of national unity or whatever it is. I disagree with you, my brother. I know that we all went against the UP recently when they brought out a document when they said only people who support them, who are
invisible members.
Invisible. Thank you. New invisible. Yeah, new invisible supporters of them will have power or will have jobs.
Was it the United Party or the CPP?
George, can I come in?
Was it the United Party or the CPP?
Yeah. Please,
I'm talking, guys. But I'm
he doesn't forget his train of thoughts.
Let George let his train of thought. Let George let his train of thought.
The thing is that these guys are so arrogant, and I'm not going to deal with my good friends in the ANC. The ANC are my friends. You know what I mean? And I know that comes 2029, Alexander Cummings will be president of the Republic of Liberia. And I myself, any part of the world I am, I will go to Liberia and campaign for him because I know that he is the guy to take over that country after George Weah. But
that would be a second term.
Joseph Bwaka, the reason why he does not stand any chance, he belongs in the past. This same man, because that's what we're going to tell to the people. This same man said he cannot use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is what we use. Everyone uses WhatsApp. This man
when did he say that?
He went to court. When he went to court, while he was against Alexander Cummings in court, when he said when he were accusing Alexander Cummings falsely. Can you imagine a national leader goes to court and lie on an oath and say he cannot use WhatsApp? The same WhatsApp he used to tell Snow a lot of things against Snow. The same WhatsApp he used, he went to court and said he doesn't know how to use WhatsApp.
Can we ask him question, please?
Lie on an
Let
oath.
me ask him.
Guys, I gotta finish. This guy went to court and lied on an oath that he doesn't know how to use WhatsApp. And then Snow showed message that this same man sent him through WhatsApp. This is the deception that we cannot allow to take national power, because it's going to destroy our fabrics. Because we are people of truth telling. We are people, even when we go wrong. That's why I sometimes give respect to Dillon, even though he lies, he's a pathological liar. But when he's caught red-handed, he can confess and he can beg for pardon, and we can do that.
Josh,
this man.
Just to have us move on, if you have to attach percentage to the chances of Ambassador Joseph Boakai and President George Weah, what are their percentage? What are their chances? What would the percentage be?
Look, based on the national development that the president has, carried on for this past 5.5 years, I reckon the presidents usually had something like 35%, right? But because of the proliferation of political parties, I want to say he's going to go to 40%, right? And then he will go to the second round. When he goes to the second round, we'll have all these other people who are being insulted by the UP. We'll bring them on board, and then we'll cross the line. So George, we have 6 years. The next 6 years is casting stones, and it's just waiting to happen. Thank you.
Okay, we will take 2 questions for George.
Yes. So
okay. Yeah. Let my co-moderator go first.
I let my brother George. Sometimes when he talking, he forget. You are the same person in the group chat. You are insulting Dillon today, and you get the guts to come on the show and say that people who honor the comment section, right? They're insulting you or the saying, and you say negative thing about them.
If you want to ask me a question, then I'll answer you.
No, I want to. There's not a question. I saw it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it. It's not a question. In the group chat.
Okay.
And I saw it. So if you coming out to probably say things like that, check your back first. Number one.
Okay.
And secondly, you talking about Ambassador Boakai having WhatsApp. He denied it. I challenge you to bring that clip where he denied in court. I gave you from now to next week. I give you another 2 weeks. I challenge you to bring that identical clip in the court that JMB said in on WhatsApp. I challenge you. If you bring it, anything you say, I will believe you.
Okay.
And the last one. You sincere to our people. You don't love Liberia. For you to sit on.
Look, Nelson, you gotta put the guys in order.
Wait. Listen,
you can say that. You can say that. Put me in order. Put me in order. Make sure you.
Yeah. Let me let it start. Yeah, Mama, just then so we can have African
sit on the show and say you want for Joseph to Georgia to be re-elected. One, the 3 missing boys, where are they? The auditors. That 2 days or 3 days ago, go Bapolu. The people that even have medication. You don't talk about that. But all you talk about, Georgia should take power for your interest or whosoever interest. It's wrong, my brother. It's wrong.
Okay. Can I answer that question?
Thank you,
because you asked for the 3 missing boys. Let me answer that question, please, Nelson.
No, let's go to Afri.
Because there was no investigation done.
Afri, you had a question. I saw your hand up.
Yeah.
Afri.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Will you ask your question?
Who, me?
Yeah, Alfred. I saw your hand.
Albert.
Oh, sorry, sir. Albert.
Yeah, because you kept saying Albert. To my brother from the CDC. You talked about insults and the rest of them. People are going to pull the rest of the guys over. Do you think even those people have been insulting each other? But at the end of the day, it comes down to run off between George Weah and Boakai. Do you think of somebody who look at himself and say, this person has been insulting me, so let me go and vote for the other guy who has kept me hungry for the past 6 years? Who do you think that guy is going to choose in between? Somebody who has insulted him or somebody who is going to keep him in hunger for the next 6 years?
Thank you. Look, one of the things I always say to people is that we got to be real to ourselves. I was born in a village where there was no road, right? I'm living in Australia. No government sent me here to live. No government did anything for me. None of my family members ever worked in government. I don't want any job from the government. I support it. I don't want any job because I feel that if I even go there and take a job, that job would have been for someone who needed most than me. So I don't want any job. But if you think that George Weah came to power to make you hungry, you're probably fooling yourself, or you're just trying to say something to please someone else, somebody who's handling you. Because George Weah did not come to power to make anyone hungry. George Weah is doing better than anyone you think that could do what he's doing. Let me tell you, for instance, let me just finish this. Nobody should tell you that George Weah is making anyone hungry. George Weah, the only thing we don't want to do is everyone want to live in Monrovia. And in Monrovia, you cannot farm in Monrovia.
The people that live in Cuba, they get medication. They talking about everybody want to live in Monrovia.
Man, look, let me tell you, they'll prescribe for you. They don't give you medication.
They don't even have it. They don't.
Nobody don't. You go and buy it.
Where?
Okay, we start hearing from
Guys, we've heard enough from George. Let allow George to go. George will keep deceiving our audience.
That's it. We got look.
No.
Listen, I agree, right? I agree, but I
have a question.
Let Ture go. Let Ture go.
Go to the one in Bapolu.
I have a question.
Medication.
Guys, let's move. Let's make progress.
Go ahead, Ture.
Listen, if you want George to go, push some intellectual points across. I'll make the man to escape from this studio. I'll make the man to press that button.
Thank you. Because the prior.
Let's go to Ture.
Look, guys, let me talk to my boy George. You know, George, I like you, bro. I really do.
I like you too.
You know, because I mean, I understand. You know, you have a very deep affection for the president, and look, I like
obsession.
No, well, I won't go as far as saying obsession, but you see, there's the thing though. No. I like the president, right? The president, look, he's one of the greatest things that ever happened to Liberia.
Thank you.
I mean, let make no mistake about that. But do you know there is this famous song in Liberia? They say everybody get an area, right? George, I'm pretty sure you're quite familiar with that song, right?
Yeah, no, that's
This is something. Look, I love my dad, right? I love my dad, but I will not endorse my dad to be president. All right? Let me that clear. Look, at the end of the day, you are either oblivious to reality,
definitely,
to insinuate that the president have done absolutely everything right to make our people's lives better. George, wait, George, you just said that everybody want to come to Monrovia.
Wait, do you have a question for me? Do you have a question?
No, I'm not asking a question. George, let's look at this.
Okay, Ture.
He's lecturing me. I need a question. He's lecturing me.
And I know George is not a guest. Let's get this right. George is not a guest.
Okay,
George just made his analysis. As you see here, right on the screen, he made his analysis on the chances of the various political leaders. It's your turn to make your analysis. So if you want to use that time to respond to George, then it's up to you.
And I'm on 2 minutes now. I got my 2 minutes, right?
So you now use 45 minutes for your 2 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay, no problem. Look,
1 minute for 2 minutes.
Sorry, 45 seconds.
Let me say this. George talks about how everybody is concentrating in Monrovia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the government have not done anything to attract people movement to rural areas. There should be something that will make people to migrate to places.
That's not true.
George,
you can get driver's lesson in Hapo.
George,
you can get any birth certificate geting Hapo.
George,
why some of them migrated to the United States for better education, right? You're right. I mean, that's the fact. If everything was right in Lofa County, people will leave Monrovia to go Lofa County. No more day. People are not concentrated in Monserrado. I was in Batala at the time. I love my Batala, right? But right now, because everything is concentrated in Monserrado, and that's the happening. I mean, that's the inner working of the government. If the government want to decentralize, right? Not just sending, like you alluded, but George, let be right here, bro. I understand you're a young man, and I understand too. I'm a soccer fanatic. I love George Weah. I love the president. But bro, this is not his area, man. This is not his area. And we'll have to be right with it. Even he gave this president another 6 years, God forbid, he's still not going to do anything to make the situation better for our people. That's just the reality. Because the president have not made it his business to find interest in doing the bare minimum in terms of reshuffling. The president have not done anything, right? And when you don't do that, what you're doing is you're increasing what we call complacency. People feel untouchable because they feel like everything they are doing for the past 6 years, it's all good, right? So that's what we are saying. Okay, if the president, like I said yesterday, let the president pretend that he's doing something, but the president is not pretending to even try to reshuffle, or even try to move anything anywhere. So I'm saying, my people, let me tell you this: government can government go. We agree to that, but what is important to every one of us here is, are we better off than we were 6 years ago? And if any one of us right here, we that sits in the diaspora right now, if we can answer that question, then obviously the answer is get Tiawan Gonglo in there. Get my man Gonglo in there. My man who not care to get rich. My man,
your time, man. Your time.
Now, I got 10 seconds now. The men who have traveled in every villages and hamlet.
What are the chances?
With his
Nelson,
with his broom.
No, the mega fast.
More about where I can be finished now.
Yeah.
The man who not traveling every villages in the country with his broom, telling the people, look, saying now people eating dry rice, say, look, that dry will eating a mushroom. But we'll build institution that works for you and your children and your grandchildren. The Tiawan Gonglo is the way. Thank you so very much. I submit.
The way, the true, and the life.
The
Nobody
chances.
sees development except. Okay, let's go to Cindy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Toure didn't tell us the percentage because he knows there will be no percentage. But let me move on. So look, we cannot overlook anyone in this race. We can't. We can't overlook the CDC. Obviously not. We cannot overlook the UP and even Mr. Gonglo and even Dr. Monba. We can't overlook anyone. But here is the thing: the CDC. I heard people talking about George Weah being popular still among the people. I think it was Albert that said that. Yes, that is true. Our people do vote on popularity. You know, who's popular in the country, and that's why George Weah became president in the first place. George Weah did not become president because he knows the issues. He was voted president because he's popular. And even myself, I mean, 2005, some was still underage, and we were still on the ring there, doing munya. But here is a reality. The people know George Weah now. George Weah is not strange to the Liberian people. This is the George Weah who came into power and in no time built himself mansions. Basically disrespecting and having no regard for the Liberian people. So they know that George Weah now. This is not a George Weah who just came. So George Weah is going nowhere. Our people are going to defeat George Weah, and they're going to, they have already paid him. In fact, he paid himself. So when it comes to George Weah, we know he's going nowhere. Nelson, you are muted.
So I was just asking. So then let's move to Mr. Cummings. What are the
Yeah,
changes of Mr. Cummings?
that's where we are coming. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Let me turn my light on. This is not LDC issue. My son decided.
Don't holler you in like bro.
It's not LDC issue. My son
I was
saw me
about to
out.
say.
I'm sitting down outside, and my son decided to turn the light off. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Mr. Cummings, this is what the people are resolved because of what George Weah has done to the country, increased poverty of our people, mental health issues. Our people are resolved to elect someone who will take them from that problem, who will face the Liberian people problem in a very quick and efficient way. So here is our target. We do know our people still go with the popularity issues, the popularity mindset. And that's why Omen Joseph Boakai is trending. He's trending everywhere. But we know that we have silent voters. We know that most of our supporters are quiet voters. They know the issues in the country. They know that our children are going to bed hungry. They know that the education system is poor. I mean, it is destroyed. They know that the healthcare system has been destroyed by George Weah. And they are asking themselves questions. Well, if it can be George Weah because he has destroyed the system, then who is it going to be? Is it going to be Joseph Boakai who has been part of the issues, who was there for 12 years and did nothing? He said nothing. He watched corruption to flow in the country. And when his 12 year was about to over, that's when he came on and said we squander opportunities. Would that be that Joseph Boakai? Or will we go with a new man? The man who have the corporate experience, the men who have the managerial skills, the technical know-how to face the country. So our voters are silent voters. They are quiet.
So your voters, that audio voters too?
They are not audio voters. So don't bring that don't bring that argument. But they are silent voters. They are educated on the issues. They know the issues. And we are talking to our people. Now, Eddie Zanakomi, a lot of people say he does not have a base. Eddie Zanakomi base is the Liberian people. We don't need to have a base in a specific country before we can win this election. We have our people everywhere. Even in Alofa County, we have people there. In the Southeast, we have people there. That's why Eddie Zanakomi, the team Cummings, the CPP, people that are supporting Eddie Zanakomi, they are everywhere, every day, spreading the message of fixing the Liberian economy and ensuring that after January, once Eddie Zanakomi is inaugurated and become Mr. President, the country will speed, the development of the country will speed up. Our economic system will be reawakened. So let me go to the numbers. It's hard to put numbers to this thing right now. But I do know we are going to the second round, perhaps with Mr. Boakai. I don't think Josh, we are going to go there. I don't think so. I think
so you think it's going to be ANC and Unity Party going?
That's what I believe. The people are so upset with Weah that he won't even smell the second round.
Okay, I'm coming.
So here's the prediction. So here's the prediction. Once we head to the second round, perhaps with Omen Boakai, we do know that our man Gonglo will support us. We do know that Moneybar will support us.
What's the percentage of vote you think you're going to go to the second round with? You, ANC, you. I'm talking about you, ANC. What's the percentage?
Heading to the second round, we're looking at least not less than 45%, the ANC alone.
So you are
not less than 45%.
Not less than 45%. The people know the issues. The people know what's happening, and the people know who's to face the issue. And that's Mr. Cummings.
But
so you're confident you're going to surpass your 7% margin, right?
No, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. When did Mr. Hold on. Let's do it one at a time. The people are attacking 7%. So let me address that issue.
No, sorry.
There
was a comment more than
a question.
I'm saying you're more confident that you will surpass your 7%, taking cue from your statement. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Of course we are confident. But here is the thing with the 7% you're talking about, the people keep talking about. When did Mr. Cummings get into the race? In 2017. It was very close to time. Who was the fastest growing politician, the most talked about politician in the country right now?
And the one who spent the most money in those elections.
Oh, hold on. Mr. Cummings is the most talked about the most attacked, the most talked about, the fastest growing politician in the nation.
Okay.
So
Considering
Mr. Comey of
investment.
Nobody have a
2017,
question. Nobody want to come in?
Mr. Comey of 2017
Yeah.
is not Mr. Comey of 2023.
Considering the investment in the outcome, it was a failure, a massive failure. Comey spend the most money in those elections.
Yeah, it's not it's almost like a question, but it's almost like a comment. Our brother just and you forget to know that in every election or in every country, every political party or candidate have their base. No matter what, they have their base. The base give your number up. When you talk, listen. When you come here, America, you know they're going voting that went on. Where Joe Biden won the election, his base. Now he the other way here, he came higher because that's where he lives. That's the base. Now let's go back to Liberia. Where Kumi base at that we can say, okay, you know what, Kumi, you can give up maybe 15,000 votes from that place. Where? Can you show me one?
Okay. So in addition to that, maybe
Can
Mama
I-
is also wanting to know that they 45. Let me talk out like
Where we come from? Yeah,
they're more than 45% here. You're talking about Sandy. What player would tell you more than 45% vote from?
The Liberian people.
From
Yeah,
heaven.
which part of Liberia?
Listen,
From heaven?
listen. What do you mean? No, yeah,
That
from
wish,
heaven.
that wish is still questionable.
Before we come in, but let me serious. Let me serious.
Yeah.
You know,
That
there is the thing. You know, there is the thing.
45% from Atlanta.
Hold on now.
You know, there is the thing. There is the thing. Why you see George Weah? Why you see George
There's a
Weah?
question on the floor. Abba, there's a question on the floor. Hold on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just hold on.
The issue of base, it can't hold fire anymore. JMB, the UP does not have a base in Lo-Fi. That's why you're depending on. We know what has been doing Lo-Fi in recent time. We know that the CDC, hold on now. We know that the CDC has beaten Lo-Fi. We know that.
Don't go
That's
there.
not true.
Depend on NEMA because we have.
CDC never won the United Party in Lofa, my brother.
Guys, let's mute
the recent senatorial election or CDC affiliate or CDC support back candidate.
No.
Backed by the CDC. We all know that.
Don't mislead the public. Don't mislead the public. Be honest with the people.
Nelson, I still have 5 minutes, right? Because I'm
independent candidate.
I'm muting all the minutes from my
I think I still have 5 minutes here. I still have 5 minutes.
No. You got 20 seconds.
Interrupted me.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, God? We shouldn't interrupt me. Let him finish when we reach to you, and then you can make a correction.
Exactly. One at a time.
Yeah.
So the issue of days, let's put it to rest. Mr. Comey has support across Liberia, and that's what we want. The people in central Liberia support Mr. Comey ideas. They know who Comey is. Where we have work to do are in the southeast, and that's where the CPP have representatives all over the southeast. Central Liberia is a place that we're all going to battle. We're all going to divide. But the people resonate with Mr. Comey's idea, and they know that the only person that can fix Liberia issues right now is Mr. Comey. So the issue of base, we have Lofa, we have Nima. We're all going to battle in those counties. We're all going to battle. CDC is doing a lot of work in Lofa. So UP cannot rely on Lofa. We know that it's a battleground. Same with Nima County, it's a battleground. So all of us we're going to pull votes from those areas. So I'm not going to tell you that a specific county is backing Mr. Comey or the specific county is backing Mr. Boakai. What I'm going to tell you is that the Liberian people know the issues and they know who can address the issues, and that's Mr. Comey.
Thank you very much. So we'll move to Maurice. Maurice, go ahead.
Yeah.
Maurice, you have to face the camera up a bit because you're on TV, man. My man, we don't want to be seeing your short trousers, man.
Am I good enough?
Put the camera up from here, maybe a little bit because of your trouser, you know.
Is it okay like this?
Okay. Okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I was sitting my. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, you see, for me, my focus here is the CDC man. That's my focus here. I'm not here for any other person. The CDC man, they may not even believe that CDC will win election 2029. They may say Comey will win election 2029. You know, my brother, from now to 2029 at 6 years, the variables will be different. Nobody will sit down and wait for coming to 2029 will become president. If that the arrangement y'all have will receive it will come in, y'all wait and see. Every election has its own variables. Who knew that the face of Nyomble, the likes of Nyomble, DeLong, and the rest of the other guys will be the face of the Unity Party today? The campaign for Joe Barker. Every election comes with its own variables. So y'all be fooling Mr. Comey that, oh, suppose 2029 will make you president. Y'all wait and see. But to answer your question, Nelson, whether the Unity Party, the Joe Barker can win the election, the first round, most likely, we can win the election.
The question at this point is basically your own analysis on the chances of the various political leaders.
Exactly. It's almost like asking the question whether we can win. Yeah, there's most likely we can win election on the first ballot. If we don't win election, we can go in the second round at least, or at most, 40%, nothing less than 40%. You see, on the issue of CDC, it's unfortunate that Mr. Weah became president at the wrong time, where everybody are journalists. Because as long as you get smart for you journalists, you can sit down on your own team and talk about what happening, inform the people. So Mr. Weah became president at the wrong time. There's no escape. There's no escape route for Mr. Weah. You know why the campaign was half for Modern Salif during the second round? Because the second round, the exposition to the social media was getting high, was on the rise. People started, the social media were taking the airway. So the campaign for Modern Salif was hard during the second round. George Weah came and fought out inside. At this point in time, where everything the people are informed about what happening, everything you think President Weah will win election? No way. He cannot win election. President Weah win election is an endorsement like Liberia will never go forward. Anything somebody can kind of do, nothing can happen to them. Liberians are not going to allow.
Right to say that. You don't have such right to say that.
Am I protected, Nancy? Can I go ahead? All right, good.
Let's go to the chances now. What do you think are the chances of CDC right now?
No, before I go to the chances of CDC, just in case what happens to go for the second round, you know, the CDC and President Weah, they are allergic to keeping their promises. Nobody gonna go into agreement with them because they don't keep their promises. No way. And the issue of the people, because we're in confusion, like my brother Blessed, the Unity Party and Mr. Comey, look, in Liberia, Black will all be following. In second round, everybody can go their way, their own way. The Liberian people know what they're going through. They will vote on based on what they're feeling. The people are emotional voters. They will vote on what happening to their life. They're not going to listen to one political. Yeah, the few of them might say, okay, we'll go, but the majority of them will go. You yourself said, President Ambassador Barker spent 40 years working. That by itself, it shows that the people know him. And when you say the President Ambassador Barker spent 40 years, what can he show? He only saying that. Sometimes when they say, what can he show? The question is that to them, what do you want? What do you expect to see? You want to expect to see horses? No. The chances of us winning, of Joe Barker winning, because the people understand exactly that Joe Barker is corrupt-free. He understands, he's been there according to themselves 40 years. He understands the problem. This time, the people will decide to give him the chance to correct those excesses that the CDC, George Weah have caused. So the JMB stand a high chances of winning, if not the first round, but the second round.
If
2007, say that again.
If you were to attach a percentage of votes that you think the Unity Party will be winning with, what would that percentage be?
Yeah, if the Unity Party, if the Unity Party now win on the first ballot, the first round, the second round, nothing less than 40%.
Nothing less than 40%.
Nothing less than 40%.
If Unity Party is getting 40%
in the second round, the CDC wins.
He said for the first round, if it doesn't win the first round, not less than 40. So if you don't win the first round, they might have nothing less than 40. That's what he said.
Exactly.
Indian
That's what I
was
said.
if they don't
Okay,
win on the first
let's
round,
talk about the CDC.
nothing less
I
than
know,
40.
You mean 40% loafer?
Yes, let's do this now. I know you don't support the CDC, but if
No.
you were to attach a percentage to what you think the CDC is going to be accumulating as per your own analysis of things, what do you think would that percentage would be?
When Josh Weah was that midfield in the plastic that nobody knew about him, he was that unknown midfielder that nobody knew about him. People thought that he could be the best midfielder, the best player. He never went above 30%. Josh Weah never went above 30%. The rest of the people have rejected Joe Weah on the first run. For you to know your strength is based on the first run. President Weah have never gone above 30%, right? And now George Weah have come and subject the people to poverty and worsen the people's condition. No justice, no rule of law. The city is dirty. The country is like no government, no system. The justice system is broken down. The security system is broken. Everything has broken down. Where the man now expose himself, he open his whole heart. People now see everything that he had. I'm not even sure he will go above 30%.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to the final person. For Cooper, welcome to the show.
What?
Lester, sorry,
Yeah,
Lester, welcome to the show.
Good. Okay, good. Thank you. And thanks
since you just come in, you can just introduce yourself and tell us if you represent a particular political party, and then you can move on to say what your own analysis is with respect to the chances of those different political parties.
Okay, then. Thanks so much. Okay, gentlemen, I want to say hi to every one of you. I'm glad today to have the privilege to be on this unique platform. By nomenclature, I'm J. Lester Chipo Jr., the son of the former Chief Justice, Councilor Chair Chipo. I also representative aspirant, defeated 2017, District 15, and a businessman and also the diplomat, because I work for the Chinese government, work at the embassy, at the Chinese embassy in Monrovia, former director of visa, passport evaluations. So it is. I support the Unity Party. 2017, I contested on the PUP ticket supporting the Unity Party. And I stay support the Unity Party. Now, this year, I'm not contesting in this district because we have consultations. And my good friend, childhood friend, Amos Tuer, Secretary General of the Mighty United Party, to the contestant in District 15, and we are going to support them vehemently and support the Unity Party to making sure that Unity Party becomes the winning party this coming October. Now,
So your analysis.
Mm-hmm. There is a 1,010,000 reasons why the CDC cannot be or cannot even, I'm not even foreseeing them going second round. And that analysis is this. CDC going to suffer from her own analysis that she put in place, her own programs. One, the issue of harmonization will defeat her process to get to that. Harmonization. Nowhere in the world that you can tell me that every person will work on flat rate. There's nowhere in the world that happens. It only works in Liberia. When we were in school, grade school and that of the university, typical example, we all in one class, but I can tell you that the teachers can come and tell you, say, oh my man, yeah, you administered my test today. You know the reason? Based on productivity. What you bring to the class, the proudness you bring to him, how you well comprehend the lessons, make the teacher proud enough to be able to give you leverage. So for you to come back and tell the Liberian people that are suffering and tell them that you cannot give them the opportunity that they opted, that they want, that they deserve, but rather to reduce their income, think about it. That's one of the reasons why Unity or CDC will not and cannot reach to where it is opting to reach. The next thing here is this. CDC gave no accountability up to present on the amount of death from a permanent Liberians that served this country with their life and blood, their tears, that are contributing to the well-being of this country, who have contributed immensely. Can I give a conclusive report up to today? That has defeated the process. CDC failed to work on the domestic economy that will encourage, that brings proud to us parents, that will be able to pay our children's school fees, be able to pay our rent, to be able to contribute to other things. That had also defeated the progress of CDC getting even to the second round of these elections. You understand? CDC is a government that has massively betrayed the confidence, the aspiration, the hope of the people in this country. It behooves my imagination to understand that a brother, George, will be saying that this government has worked, has served the people, this government has provided opportunity for these people. Then I come back to ask my brother how this government has transformed the life of the people, in what ways, in what manner.
So now, if you're done with the chances of the CDC and why you think they cannot win, right?
No, I'm still coming up to tell you what is
Okay,
it.
so but you have 45
CDC,
seconds remaining.
okay, good.
Yeah, so you just try to work it.
CDC, under this government that have no chances, that have made vehemently no approach in terms of penalizing people. Samuel 12 has been the longest serving finance minister. Rich himself, who took $25 million US and said, I carry to the market people. There's no bank, how they call the paper trail. Commercial bank has no ideas about that. And you are there. You have a police director that gave absolutely no report as to what is it. And you say we should trust you. Trust me, it's not. The reason why usually I don't comment on other political party or candidates like the ANC and other thing, they do not have what it takes for us to question them. What we want, they don't have it. So if you don't have it, I don't ask you. You're not a factor. My issue is CDC. So I do not complain because we are in opposition. I think we should be a bonding force to be able to transform this country by getting out the nightmare that is on us. But because the ANC has nothing and other political party has nothing to do and they have seen their way nowhere, so for that reasons, they become antagonistic to Omen Boy Joe Biden, who has come to the point with a wealth of ideas, with everything to better the life of this country. Now let's go to let's go to the progress of Unity Party. Unity Party, the reason why Unity Party will successfully succeed in this election, because it's on Unity Party successes that my brother George is counting on. 2005, when Unity Party took over this country, there was no road even from ERWA to Central Morovia. We have boots all along the road, charging boots and everything. It was under this government, Unity Party government, with the wisdom of Manasalit and her chief office staffs, were able to get all of these things the 6 years to be able to put our country on the right trajectory. The next thing, in her 6 year fast forward, last 6 years, Manasali was able to trying to build a middle class economy. You understand? Under this government today, you get money or you absolutely poor. You understand? So there's nothing absolutely they have. Under this government, CDC can boast of an airport, can boast of the Jamaican, how they call it, the Japanese drive, can boast of many other things. But yesterday they come up to say the 12 years Manasseh or the Unity Party stay in government, they have not done nothing. CDC took over this country with 500,000. Today they're only telling us that today we have 700,000. In 6 years, you only added 200,000 back in 6 years. Now, why are you telling us 200 million? Sorry, you only added 200 million to that of the 500 millions. You telling the Liberian people that you have 27 million people out of poverty, which of course the entire population in the country is even far more less than 5 million people.
This is unfair. Yeah, my brother.
We gotta go. We gotta go to the lines. We gotta go to the lines, sir.
So thanks so much for the time. Let's listen to our people. You know, when you outlining the perspective of the Unity Party and reason why they should win and continuously be there, it's in numbers, and you don't want to end.
Your time is finished.
Thank you, no problem. Thank you.
I want to Nelson. Let me attack you here. You are not bad.
I think it was fair. He came last.
I came last, bro.
Nelson, you get it, man. A lot of time.
No.
So let me say this, Cindy. Let me say this. Every single person coming on the show should have time to introduce themselves, make the opening statement, and then you go to the topic. So he did all that just once. So that's why we gave him the time.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask the man.
That's fair.
Well, we'll take it.
Extremely was fair.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I will also go to the line.
Let's go to the line, man, guys.
But Nelson said something about us.
You guys are completely distraction.
No, yes, exactly. That's what we do.
Let's go to the line.
Just 2 questions.
Yeah, let me
go to the line. The people got to talk.
Yeah, let's go to the line, man. It's almost late.
I have one question.
I have one question as well.
Josh, one question quickly.
One more, yeah.
The brother said, we know, I think he and myself agreed that the CDC will not even pass the first round. So the brother said that. So I want to know, who do you think then will be in the second round with, I believe you would say the UP, who would be in the second round with the UP?
How can UP be in second round with UP?
No, I said who's going to be in the second round with UP? That's what I'm saying. If the CDC will not be in the second round, according to you, which I agree with, who's going to be in the second round with UP?
Honestly, it would be any other opposition political party, but it's not the CDC.
Or you scared to say the man scared to say the CDC?
Bro, I'm not within the CPP. I do not know the workings of the
CPP. I got the answer. It's the CPP.
That might not just be a second round. The Unity Party might just win the key on the first ballot, man.
Let the CDC man ask the question, man.
Josh, go ahead.
Look, I just want to ask this guy just one question, because I see that he enumerated a lot of things, that the negative things that happened in this past 6 years. And I just want to ask him one thing that happened under the UP, and what was the position? Where can I go and find what Joe Bwaka said when it happened? When a whistleblower on the narco thing, right? On the narco, right? The Allison guy that died on the beach, right? During Ellen Johnson Sirleaf regime. I just forget his the entirety of his name. When he died, while he was serving as a whistleblower, should have been protected by the government at the time, and he got killed. And because he got killed, he was a prime witness in the case that was going to be a whistleblower. When he died, the case did not go ahead. What did Bwaka say when that happened? And the next question is that Bwaka is not yet president. He was just accused of going to Ghana to go and sign for $30 million. He has been accused publicly in the media. He has not said anything. You guys call George Weah a bobo. This guy has not yet become a president. He's not saying a thing. He did not say anything yesterday when Allison died. He's not saying anything now after being accused of going to Ghana to go and get money. And you expect him, when he becomes president, he will change and he will become somebody who can say things. I just want you to tell me, what did he say when?
How many minutes you asked one question?
Yeah. Can I respond to one of the questions?
I just trying to read the question. I'm trying to read
the question was not for you, sir.
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're on the same. We're on the same train, my man.
Yeah,
I'm asking this gentleman with this book on
it's a panel
services.
discussion. Anyone could answer.
Yeah, we're on the same train, my man.
So let him start answering his question. When he stops, then you buttress from there.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I want to clear out Josh's issues. I continue to hear that hearsay or broken sentences or something. We are speaking to the Liberian people. We have to speak our common language so that every other person can be able to understand what we are saying. The issue of communication is for one who you're talking to be able to understand you. So understand that first. When it comes for us to be able to speak to ourselves on a corporate or something, we will go to that. No, first of all, you're questioning my credibility or my English language. So I need to tell you that I'm not speaking to you, George, in particular. I'm speaking to our audience, that the ordinary people who are not sleeping today at this hour, which is about 3 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the morning, must be able to understand what it says. So your question, you are asking us about whistleblower. Whistleblower in this country, go and do your research. If that person did not have or family did not receive due diligence or did not receive justice, the government under Manasaliv was able to bring a forensic how they call it, pathology in this country to check.
And the family
that issue went to well. It even came back and they said that there was not the government paid to bring their own independent pricing.
Right.
Did your government, Josh, we had under his regime, have done any of such? No. So go back and check.
All right.
You understand?
Let me
Thank you.
Yeah, let me.
Maurice, just
let me chip in on the Ghana issue, right?
Yeah, okay, no problem, because I want to come back to him. The reason why you see the old man and us, Unity Party or partisans of the Unity Party, refuse to respond to these things because it's based on triviality. We don't tread on triviality.
It's not triviality, it's national.
No, I come in.
Go to the lines.
Yeah, let me, Nancy, please, man, in 5 seconds.
Eyes are getting heavy, and we gotta go to the
Yeah,
lines.
Nancy, in 5 seconds. Nancy, in 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, you see. In 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, you see. Yeah, in 5. Okay. Yeah, you see. Look, my brother, Ambassador Barker is a private citizen. Ambassador Barker has a right to go meet anybody.
That's a lie.
Let me respond.
No,
he's not a private citizen.
We're not gonna allow you.
You gotta go to the line, guys.
Nelson.
My
brother.
George,
yeah, George, please.
George, start getting in feelings. Start getting in your feelings.
George,
let's
I beg you. No, but George, I beg you.
Nelson, let's go to the line.
George,
my brother George,
those of you watching the show,
George, was accused of Russia. George was accused of Russia meeting. Have you responded to it? No, George was accused. No, George, we have the
question.
George, we are.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. We gotta go to the phone line.
George, we as a sitting president met with the Russian. Have you responded to that?
So let's go to the lines and take your calls. You can call me on that number, both on WhatsApp and on the direct line. Those of you in Liberia, you can call on the direct line. I will pick your call, and if you're out of the country, you can call on WhatsApp. I will also be able to pick your call via WhatsApp. So let's take this person, the first caller from here. Hello, you're live.
Okay, I'm calling from Seattle, Washington. My name is Kenneth Harris. My question goes directly to the ANC guys that is in your show tonight.
Yeah.
I heard him questioning Ambassador Joseph Boakai. What was his contribution or whatever comments that he ever made when all of the corruption that took place in Liberia and other stuff. And Alexander Cummings, he worked with corporate whatever.
Corporate
And
America.
he is the best. So my question to them is, from the time Alexander Cummings left Liberia before he came to Liberia in 2017 to run for president, where was the time that he ever called in Liberia to question anything wrong that was happening in Liberia? I want for the ANC guys to tell me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We hold you there and take this person. Hello, you live? Oh my word, we lost this person. So you can call the number on the screen right now. Maybe I should add another number to that. You can call and be able to make your point, put your points through. So the ANC guy, you can be responding to that question while I try to edit this number here very quick.
So his question, the question was, or it is, that whether Mr. Cummings ever questioned anything prior to him coming back to Liberia in 2017, right? That was the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for your question, Mr. The caller there. Look, Mr. Cummings, like most of us that are away from home, was never absent from the Liberian issue. Although he was working outside of Liberia, Mr. Cummings was always concerned about what was happening in Liberia during the war. When he could have the chance to visit Liberia, he visited Liberia when Liberia was safe enough for anyone to travel there. Mr. Cummings just visited Liberia. Mr. Cummings also has always contributed to Liberia, whether through family member, friends, or through organizations. He has always been part of the Liberian issues.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello, you live.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. You live. So your name and where you call from.
The name is Jerry Dobley. I'm calling from Worcester, Mass.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, let me say thank you to you guys who are doing extremely well. By sitting on your back to preach the message to the people, they have to decide for themselves. If you know from saying the president won the election, if you feel your left is better, if you with you have to decide. But first of all, let me show my position. I support Joseph Boakai. If you ask me why I support Joseph Boakai, I have a lot of reason. The thing about government, my brother, government responsibility is to create avenue for its citizen. The citizen have to beg you.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother, everybody fighting to come. They get sorry they call it own employment. That's what they call government. You have to create an avenue for its citizen. And somebody getting 10 they getting cover red t-shirt, they say, Paku, you strong.
Thank you.
You strong. They want the thing. They're not suffering the government, but they pretty good to suffer.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
For the second time.
Thank
we
you.
will launch a campaign operation. No more sending money to Africa, more especially in Liberia.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you.
Yourself,
Thank you,
stand
sir.
up for yourself.
Let's hold you there and take this person.
You strong.
Thank you.
Need to stand up for yourself.
Thank you very much.
Government
Hello.
is a total disappointment to the country. The government is a
You gotta call him out.
Thank you. You okay? Hello.
The message going.
Yeah,
we need to get that guy on the show and make a personal issue.
Let's take this person.
He just speaking the facts.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, hello. Go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Abraham Sami. I'm calling you from the UAE.
Okay, Sats, from Kakata, Mike County, just hold on the line. Let's take the guy from the WhatsApp line. Okay, go ahead quickly. Make your point.
Okay, as I said, my name is Abraham Sami. I'm calling you from the UAE.
Okay.
Firstly, I want to appreciate you guys for conducting such a show. I've been in the back for a long time. I've been trying to come online, but I guess there's no space.
Yeah.
But however, my issue. Firstly, I want to say I 100% support JMP.
Okay.
And I have a lot of reasons why I support JMP. One primary reason why I support JMP is integrity.
Okay.
So, just to the issue, when it comes to this election, October, we can see that the ruling party has already lost already lost their face, and the Liberian people have already made up their mind that this time around is JMP that we won.
Thank you.
So
will do what we can.
Thank
to
you.
Making sure that GMB succeed comes to the work.
Thank you very much. Let's go there and take this person from Kakata. Good morning. You live. Go ahead. Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I really applaud you guys for the discussion. And my real problem I have to do with the guy who defended CDC is that he just give the people the chance to answer their questions, so that they can convince us. Let the people convince us we are the undesirable voters.
You say what's your name again? Where you calling from?
See you himself.
Calling from Kakata.
Okay, Momo, thanks a lot from Kakata. Thanks a lot. Let's take this person here. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm Adolphus Weir and I'm calling for Joseph. Sorry, I got to use it because I don't have many to call that right.
Yeah, go ahead.
But then, okay, I have two questions to ask the last presenter. Yeah, so the question that I asked was
Hold on the line. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Just lay your thought. Ask your question.
The question
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
When the death of the whistleblower, took place. But question number two is, and that question was not answered properly. You understand? And on the Ghana issue, they did not answer the question properly. Question number two: can the United People Party tell us as to what Honorable Baka have when it comes to bettering the life of people individually?
Thank you.
Alexander Kumi has school, and Georgia have radio station and TV station and other things. Can they tell us what Mr. Baka have other people surviving through?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Wait. I beg you guys. The man said Mr. Cummings got school.
Yeah.
and Joey, I got radio station. I radio station. I feeding
Standard, it just gave me reason not to respond to him because it makes absolutely no sense.
It makes sense, my brother. It makes sense.
So, George, let me say thanks to every one of you, right? That sacrifice your time to come on the show. Look, 3 hours, man, that's beautiful. But at least the Liberian people are hearing from you guys. Comments got school. Coca-Cola school. Is it school for comments? Your brother won that school record. Comments got horse. The horse for comments. Your brother won is that horse record. Joey, I get radio station. Radio station that I'm paying anybody. You ever hear about Joey radio station name? How many members of that radio station feeding themselves today?
Again, it's a pay.
They get complete.
So I know who managing that radio station.
At least it's there.
I know who managing.
The main guy.
Wait now.
Go to work.
Wait.
They play again.
Let's do it one at a time. Let's do it one.
Be respectful now. Be respectful.
Can I answer the question?
I know you guys have your time. But Joey radio station is managed by my own best friend, Emmanuel Porter, Assistant Minister of Logistics.
Hold on. We'll soon take you, sir.
That radio station, that their name. Okay? But I'm gonna say, man, I've been watching you guys. It's been very firing. And I said, George, thank you for joining the crew tonight. And yesterday you were on as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think you are making a very good case. But this time around, man, CDC 497, man. CDC can survive.
Uphill battle. I know it's an uphill battle, but
this time around, CDC 497 because what happened? CDC running a unity party campaign. CDC themselves, they're running a unity party campaign. CDC should have done this work after COVID or prior to COVID. Let's be realistic. Nobody hate the folks in CDC. We are all Liberians. But it is unfair for us to sit here and just tell our fellow Liberians it's okay for few people to enjoy. It's okay for just Samuel Twe to get mansions in South Africa and in Ivory Coast. And we come with those photos. It's okay for Eugene Lane Nangbe to go on sabbatical and use the government resources to run the CDC campaign as a campaign manager.
Taxpayer
It's
money.
illegal. Guys, we have to tell the Liberian people the truth. You know, George, I'm friends with these guys. Everything I say, I know the playbook. I beat them to their own playbook. It's because Liberia deserves better. Everything you see Samatua doing today, he's working overtime because he knows. Did you see the Niger finance minister crying? You saw that? Samatua will cry when the Liberian people ask him to give an account of the country resources for 6 years. Have you asked yourself why the post-sanction on McGill and not on Samatua? The concession agreement, how many people signed on that? Which ministry is entitled to sign on that? Justice Ministry, Finance Ministry, Lands Mines, and other entity. McGill was a Justice Minister. McGill was a Finance Minister. Who snitched on McGill? It was Samatua. There's something about the role RIA. Who told the people that McGill were eating the money? It was Samatua. The party, CDC. I know you will come in, Georgie. I can see you want to talk so bad, my man. You had 3 hours to talk. Just give me a few more minutes, and I will leave you alone. The party, that party is done. CDC is not a CDC we know 2005. CDC is not the CDC of 2011. CDC is not the CDC of 2016 and 17. This CDC, if this CDC were in existence in 2017, they were never going to win an election. I know you're trying for your man behind you. I sat with that guy, Georgie. I ate with him. I got text messages on him. He's a very nice guy. If you lecture him, you will fall for him. But he allowed folks to run the country, incompetent folks. We are not perfect. But when you take the country resources and you think that it's your entitlement, your pa and your man left it for you, and the babies go to bed hungry, but your children in foreign land enjoying. You get sick, you travel to get best medical attention. But the people in Liberia die, and they enslave them in the hospital, the JFK, because they do not have money to pay their way to go home. These are the message. I asked President Weah, when will you bring that reform? My many people fall on Eastside, Georgie. Let's be realistic. We are young. We got more years ahead of us. But like Comis can say, Liberia deserves better. But he made a mistake. He that always said Liberia deserves better, he made a mistake not to go with Joseph Waka. That was his greatest mistake. There's a time and season in life. The people have tried George Manawea. And including say Sebella 20. If you ever you put it down. And it's time for the president to put it down. Because the president ever, it's hard for George Weah. It's very hard for him. He loves the private jet ride for people to say, Mr. President, welcome this with security. But everything must come to an end. And the end of President Weah is October 10th. He will not be re-elected. He will not. The people, it's the Liberian people versus George Manawea. So I will pause because I want to hear my friend George. I can't want to show for George. I beg. I say I'll come here just because of George. I want to hear my friend George.
But the man ever order you can't again. You know, he's just you make it
man. Yeah, I gotta admit it, man. I mean, look at all of y'all.
One thing all the man.
Look at all of y'all. What the ANC guy? Is that Jalahu or Sandy? Who? What the ANC person on the show? But who took it off?
No, he
Yes,
go
so
and come.
come
I
back.
think, like I said.
They may get the information from ANC. ANC is there on arrival.
That's your bit.
ANC,
you took me up?
wait, let me finish. No. Maybe somebody took you when they saw me in the back. Yeah. But ANC is there on arrival.
But
Yeah.
see, could I answer the question that was asked by one of the callers of what Joseph Walker has? George, we have a radio station. Ellis Cumming has a school that you just put a hole into that he has no school. JMB has a farm. And that's who he is.
Can you mute yourself, somebody? Somebody, can you mute yourself?
JMB has a farm. He's producing food for Liberians. He got people working on his farm.
What were you even want to answer that question, Raymond? Agree, JMB got nothing. I would say he has nothing. Joe, where we a radio station? What benefit the radio station do that? Joe, we are president of Liberia. Get radio station, right? It should be the #1 radio station. But put it aside. Look at ELBC. A single man came from nowhere and knocked ELBC out. And knocked Joe radio station out. That I think we're talking about. Joe has also used country resources to empower ELBC and make it #1 with radio station, TV station. Look at ELBC.
Look at the country itself. Wait about EBC. Look at the country itself.
Wait, my brother Casimir. Josh will never talk about that radio station in your life. Joe know if you talk about Joe, we have radio station or Cloud TV. Go in Jamaica, go see Cloud TV in Jamaica. It's better than that dead the guy in Liberia. You don't let us talk, man.
All right, so let me just say something quickly.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah. I will take it from you. Then I will take it to Jarahu because I want Jarahu to tell me about Mr. Comey. What was Mr. Comey today? Mr. Comey went in.
He had a press conference today. You saw
that press conference opening campaign. You're going in your chat room to run your campaign.
No, he had an open press conference.
The best Mr. Comey can do, Jarahu. You bring Mr. Comey back to America. We'll beg the people of America. They will make Mr. Comey president or you like. We give it to him free. That's the best thing he can do.
I think you like president. Liberia need come.
Also, but if you like doing well, then Mr. Comey. But my man, Jahu, my man, I like you back. The only thing I would tell you, me, I always say this. I like Mr. Cummings, but I think Mr. Cummings is on the wrong side. And after this conversation, go check Facebook. His people will be insulting us because we express our opinion that he's on the wrong side. That's the kind of politics they run. Because they feel that they know too much book. They are well educated. Someone said they got money. Liberian men, Mapana, Ome Flomo, Patamba, they ain't here for that thing. They want simplicity and peace. But that thing you come from and say, oh, you go and exchange $50, you get the people 5,000 liberty, and you say you get the people money. Have you seen Mr. Cummings people? They will go to Liberia and change $10 and get the people liberty. But let's forget about. Don't let me tell you about your people, man. Let me go to my man Georgie. Then I can stay by what the other people talk. Georgie, go ahead. You saw me. You get quiet, Georgie. I hope I didn't do something to you.
I just want to give you the opportunity to express yourself because I've been here for almost 3 hours now. So I just
okay, thank you.
But yes,
I took a nap and came back. JMB just got back to his hotel from Maryland. He had a beautiful program. Yeah,
thank you.
There is some money though, not much anyway.
Yeah, President, we just came from a long jog. He's home now.
President, we are just sucking on that Hennessy SO. That's all he's doing right now. I got Bully Garden around. I got Bully Garden around President. We are sending me text message. Every move President where I made. He's sucking on Hennessy XO. I can tell you right now.
CEO
of our country.
CEO, I can testify to Judge we have Hennessy XO. He has said no me. When he see me on the show right now, he will know that I can testify to his Hennessy XO.
I mean, that
anyone should be able to drink any wine they want to drink. It's not a problem at all. Every day
and making poor judgment when it comes to the country.
No, just me is not making any.
When last have you ever seen this president spoken to the nation on policy? When last?
Look,
We will wait for you. Everybody will be quiet and we'll wait for you.
Yeah. I just, if you ask me that, I would say the president speaks every time. Every time he comes out of the country, from out of the country, he speaks, and every time there is an address to the nation, he does. And
Hold on
if
1
you
minute,
ask me, I
Georgie.
will ask you too.
Every
I will
time he
ask
come
you a
back,
question.
every
Just
time, Georgie,
Mhm.
Georgie, every
in
time,
Australia,
wait 1 minute. Every time you say the president returned to the country, that the only time he can speak at the airport.
He speaks at the airport and he speaks to the nation from the parliament.
Georgie,
where in Australia,
but Lester, hold on, man.
I mean, they got voices irritating.
Georgie, Lester, right?
Lester, yeah, his voice is irritating.
And he in the dark too, so it makes it even worse.
And he wearing glasses in the dark.
Yeah, but I'll tell you,
I just dim the brightness of the light. That's all.
Georgie,
Yeah,
Georgie, I
but
will
my
tell
man,
you,
your voice,
though,
gotta use
Georgie,
your voice, my man.
Georgie,
The
I will
man
tell
Joe,
you,
the man Joe, Miami.
this is wrong. This is wrong for y'all to say that the president can speak to the nation. You yourself know very well, President George Manawe, one of his weakest things is to speak to Liberian people. The man called a speech for Liberian people said he was elected.
He said
The
not
man
speak,
called a
not
speech.
speaking. You are
The
gonna
man
do
called a
things.
speech.
Where he's
But
going.
beside the cutting speech, he has not done a damn thing. He built a 2-for-5 park. When rainy season, he turned to a swimming pool. Dry season, he turned to a dry park. That's your celebration. They spend less than $1 million to build out
It's so
dirt,
easy to
and they turn
criticize.
around and say it's $3 million
It's so
project.
easy to
It's
criticize.
not easy.
It is
How will
easy.
you hold? How will
It
you
is
hold
easy.
up?
I've been in
Listen,
opposition. I know it's
listen.
easy. You can say anything
How
you
will-
want to say. It's
How will
easy.
you hold? How
But if
will
you
you
get there
hold
to
a
do
park,
things, that's where the
Georgie?
thing goes.
Georgie,
Yeah.
how will you hold a park to be your legacy?
He's not using that as a legacy.
What would George Weah use as a legacy? Name me
George
some of
Weah?
those things. Mhm.
Okay. George Weah kept the peace without any international force in the country. He kept the peace for 6 years now, almost. That is a legacy for a country that just came from war. That, for me, is most important than anything that we would think of maintaining our peace. That's what the president has done. You can call some people
Can
go on
we
the
discuss the
we
peace
speak, as
issue?
we speak, there is no political prisoner. President Weah has kept it clear. People can say that go on brush you to go fight him.
Can we discuss it? Can we discuss it?
Yeah?
So you have named 2. Go ahead. Name more. Name more. I'll give it to you.
Okay. The president built a 100-bedroom hospital, the Emery Hospital. And guess what? That region had no hospital until he built that hospital. That is a legacy. The 14 military hospital that now.
I mean, can really sustain the argument? You will really sustain the argument?
Yeah, because they are going there to take treatment during COVID time. They were all part of that.
What?
So look, I can name
14
more.
military, Georgie.
Yeah.
The hospital in Papua you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That hospital document was signed before Joe Weah took over.
See, I would say no because I saw the document.
Wait now.
Can you? Okay. I would disagree.
Do me a favor.
Yeah,
Share it with us right now. Send it right now. Let's see it. And I will send my own document, and the people will be the better judge.
I will send it to your WhatsApp. I will send it to your WhatsApp.
No. Can you do it right now?
Yeah, I can do it.
I want to put it up. Thank you.
Yeah, keep going. I will do it. Yeah.
Number 1. Number two. George Weah, I know you're a wise man. You are not in Australia for nothing.
You're a
You've
smart
gone
man.
to school.
Just to recognize that I'm a wise, you're a smart man.
No, you are a wise man. Man, listen, I'm fair on the show. I'm not one of your sedition people that get there and shut down Spoon Radio Station because we say we disagree with you. I'm one of them. I mean, you laughing again?
You're starting in the
That's the fundamental mistake CDC is making. You went after Spoon because you want us to go under your skin. Then you say, you see, we tell you, but I got no. We will remain peaceful.
And the man laughing the way you say, you see Joe behind laughing?
Yeah. Joe, remember what, Jerry?
Wearing a Louis Vuitton cap and riding private jet. When he played football and was soccer star, he didn't even wear a Louis Vuitton
But I do
cap.
believe, folks, I do believe this is the best thing ever you guys are doing. Can we incorporate some females? And, instead of saying all they have face, can we bring in some females? Let it come make the case. You'll reach out to them, let it come on the show and make the case because this is the best thing
all
we can
the
do.
UP people. You can bring
Last week we got one female on the show.
Huh?
Last week we were having one female on the show.
Yeah, one female.
Yeah, she really get some clarity on
So how
a lot of
many
important stuff.
how many UP on the show tonight?
No, me and you
They
be man,
played it. They
co-host.
played it.
No, how
I'm a
many UP on the show
non-partisan, though.
tonight?
Yo, don't call me UP a non-partisan.
I know George is CDC because George called Dylan an idiot in the chat room.
Very good. I just said it.
And I don't think that was necessary.
I just
It's
said it.
election season. Jalahu, I think you from ANC, or you'll be switching over to UP pretty soon because Cummins ain't giving you a damn thing.
No, you don't need to pay me. I'm well off. I'm good.
No, I know. That's what he said. Come when I win elections, so you get no job in the government. Lester, are you from UP, Lester?
I'm not looking.
Yeah, I support the Unity Party.
So Gassama is from UP, right? Vakabina?
Yes.
You from Tewan Gongolo, but you say you're on the train. I heard you saying that earlier. You said that the train, Tewan is on the train. Rima is on the train. Sheikh, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Where are you, sir?
Unity Party.
Okay, for me, I'm not Unity Party person.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Listen, let me
Come
finish
on,
with my own.
Come on.
Can I finish with my own? Can I finish with my own?
You can say that to someone else, not us.
Yeah, even your blind child, I can't believe that.
All right.
Even
So let
Stephen
me say
Warner
mine.
knows. Stephen Warner can see
He's
it.
for the Labran
For
people.
me-
He's for the Labran people.
Stephen Warner can
For
see
me,
it.
for me,
Why
for the
don't you
Labran
allow the
people.
man speak for himself, man?
Let me say this. Let me say this to every one of y'all. When you have all sedition on the set, they say I was a sedition. When it turned to all CPP, they say, oh, the men are ANC man. Now, because Unity Party coming in, they say I'm from Unity Party. I like Jose Yima Barka. I've been knowing Jose Yima Barka since 2016. I've been having a direct interaction with Jose Yima Barka. The same with Mr. Cummings. I met Mr. Cummings. I like Mr. Cummings. I believe Mr. Cummings could have served himself better, but the folks around him made a mistake. This was going to be one of Mr. Cummings' best message ever. Let me give it to you and we can leave because it's late.
Yeah.
You know what Mr. Cummings could have said? One, he should have said, I am not of the past. I am not of the present. I am of the future. Mr. Cummings had no war, blood on his head. He didn't kill anybody. Never took part in the war. And I want you guys to listen well. There was nothing about corruption on Mr. Cummings. Nobody yet can say Mr. Cummings was corrupt. Nobody can say that. Nobody on the show today can say Mr. Cummings took part in the war and he got blood on his head. Nobody on the show today can say Mr. Cummings stole somebody's money. Mr. Cummings have his own money. But why the Liberian people continue to reject Mr. Cummings? That's the question. And you cannot answer this question till after the election because you're running out of time. You got your own money. You got no bad record of taking part in the war. All right? You are not corrupt. Why Liberian people saying no to you? And the question remains. You should figure it out and come back tomorrow or on Monday and answer it. Why Liberian people saying no to Mr. Cummings? Why are they saying no to Charlene Bronsky? Have Charlene had any ingredients to Mr. Cummings' plate since she was elected?
Yeah.
You're facing it. Charlene have added nothing. Since Charlene was elected or chosen, Mr. Cummings went down. The only thing you see Mr. Cummings now, he turned to a football player jockey on the street every day. He met him to a track and field. He run it every day. That's not me saying it. And guys are facing it. Say what you want to say about George Weah. He seized the opportunity. When he was peace ambassador, he visited refugees camp. People recognize him. He paid children's school fee. Folks recognize him. He plays soccer. People love him for that. He was in Western in 12th grade. I was in 9th grade. People look at him and say, this man, he's from Gibraltar. Though he made no mistake after being president, but people gravitate to George Weah because of his upbringing. People can say that about Mr. Cummings. Why people running to Joseph Boakai today? Because he's steady. Why they running to Joseph Boakai today? You cannot find corruption on him. They offer him, he said no. Why are they running to Joseph Boyka today? Because he's the wise man in the room. When everybody starts yelling, he's calm. He brings peace. And after all this mess, only Joseph Boyka can fix it. So at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about Josh. It's the Liberian people. Babies going to bed hungry today. Mothers cannot give birth in the hospital. Before they reach there, they will die. Barrow medicine creating more barrows. CDC creating more poverty, and they're distributing poverty equally, but not unto themselves. So who the people look unto? Like the Bible says, I look unto the hills, what coming my help? My help coming from the Lord that make the heaven and earth. People are looking for leaders. Some have failed them with 25 million mop-up exercise. They ate it. Some failed them with $140 million drugs issue. President, we are saying you destroy that case. You don't talk about it because who knows who involved? 16 billion, the money king. What did President Ware do? He built his 16, 18 complexes. So the people are looking for leaders. The people are tired. Civil servant can get paid. Harmonization, they reduce them to nothing. Ministers have to depend and take bribes. If you look the other way, Senator said, we're not paying, we're not giving money to that entity or that ministry. Samara would have called it taking all the money, put it in your pocket. A reviving door. He get his own contract with LDC. He get his own contract with NEC. If you get the people the money, they give him 10, 15%. The man stood in for me. My girl was there. Serena Sifo was there. I was there. In Boulevard parties. Kev Hassan was there. We were 5. I look in Samara would have called his face. I said, you should be in jail. Samara would have called his face, but I didn't break the law. I said, Samara is paid to play. He said, go tell the president can do nothing to me. Maggie look at Samara, Serena Sifo look at Samara, and say, Samara, you got to stop. We were sitting down. They say, you are wrong. Lawless government. Folks don't care. The people are suffering, but they enjoy it. And we must sit here and accept it. When they offer me to take over Spoon, I said no. Because they wanted to propagate for Joe Weir. They wanted to say the president is king. I can't tell President Weir that. I was telling him that you're making a mistake. I look in my girl face, I told my girl. I look in Samuel face, I told Samuel. He called me and I said no. I got an email to his document when they offer the money. Everybody cannot be a praise singer. Somebody got to tell them the truth. And whether I live or I die, at least I have said something to them. Whether they win or they don't win, at least we have spoken the truth to them. I know them, Georgie. They know me. I know them. I know the games they play. I know the in and out. My greatest disappointment, Mr. Cummings never rolled over the 2017 group that you were rolling with during his campaign. He brought a new group and the new group destroyed him. And Joel refused to fire those people that destroyed his government. Therefore, he became an enabler. And he became part of the destroying his government. And that's the issue. So who are the people going to run to? The people running to somebody that will save them. Look at the street today. Is that a CDC party you know? Unity Party, nowhere? You can put your hat on, it's okay. Is that a CDC party you know? Unity Party, guess what happened? Everybody running up and down. CPP, the whole party compound empty. You play the clip? I can play the clip. The whole place empty. I'm going to ask you, Jahu.
Campaign is not one day.
I'm not saying it's one day. I'm not saying one day, but look at this. Look at this.
And campaign will continue.
I saw that place. I thought it was a funeral home. I thought it was Striker funeral home.
It's not a funeral home.
No.
The people are inside there.
No, Georgie, when I saw that place, I thought it was a funeral home. I thought people were going for a funeral. Let's play one more time, then you can go.
The people. Everybody's strategy cannot be the same. It can't be the same.
Sandy, why you look so sad, bro?
Oh, you can hear me? Oh, I'm muted. I'm muted. You can hear me?
Tell you.
Sunday.
Sandy, why you look so sad?
You hear me now? I thought.
Well, but Sally, we gotta go. But the issue here is that Sally,
Yeah,
you forget it.
yeah, oh yeah, we gotta go, man.
It's not about everybody's strategy is the same. The
Right.
first day of campaign, you got nothing to show. Mr. Cummings had called the time. You will support Joe Weah, and for Joe Weah to support him 2029. Okay? And that's how the game gonna work. But I tell you guys though, you cannot trust a Kasali to a goat or banana to a monkey. Joe Weah will not support you 2029. CEC will not support you 2029. You can tell your people to vote for them, they will not support you.
They will not.
Your 2029, trust me, Joe will not win 2023, so there will be no 2029.
The variables will be different.
2029, Mr. Cummings will be going for his second term. So we know that.
Where? In Atlanta?
Red Day in Liberia.
I'll take you back. But anyway, I hope you guys can join us. I hope you guys can join us on Monday. Monday will be very interesting. Let me say this to every one of you. We got Prince Moy shaking Bon County. We got Jim Bannon shaking Maryland. Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kuhn beating the drum in Nima. Yombly is dancing in Grand Bassa right now. Darius DeLong is beating sense into Thomas Fala head again in Monserrato. Thomas Fala ran away to Lofakate. It's not helping him. Akaris Gray is frustrated like hell because all the Jade, Toddy Horse, and the people are mad. Slave where they are now. Ruben Nova is on his back. Prince is on his back. But man, this thing not looking good for you. I hope you can come along with somebody, Georgie, to help you. These people will destroy you before the day break. We want to encourage you. Come with a helper. Know the son. I say, my helper, oh, my helper. Come with a helper, my brother. Come. But anyway, Sandy, I understand there's more chance to negotiate, find a party to negotiate with. Do we have anything going on yet? Or you?
Three.
Oh, like you talk about the tree. Tell one of my papi. Tell one of my papi. But you bring them on.
The papi bring the tree.
Yeah, we're gonna have Yakwa. Mama, why your vice president ain't ready? Yakwa would couple gay or Yakwa would or Yuri. Why you man ready? No, let me mind my business. The man coming on the show. If I do that one, you will not come. You go ahead. Yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, man. It was a good one, man. It was a good one, man.
Thank you for stopping by. See
you. Yeah, thanks. So we're wrapping up now, right?
Yeah, wrapping up. We gotta go.
Yeah.
My brother doesn't want to sleep right now. I can sleep.
Well, let's see that your number there, right?
We're not make 30-second closing statement.
No, we're closing. We'll make closing statement.
What kind of closing again? 3 hours.
I mean, even not 30 seconds, man.
3 hours.
30 seconds.
Man, we'll close on Monday.
No, man, let's close, man. 30 seconds, man. You can't do that next week.
Oh, he ran.
Sherry tired and you see Sherry face.
Yeah, Sherry ain't got nothing to. Yeah, we'll talk for Sherry. Look, wrap up, man.
Let's take Sherry off.
Yeah, let's take Sherry off.
No, I'm here. Who's saying that?
Let me go quick.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, my brother doesn't want to sleep now.
I'll go first.
No, I was going first though.
I'll go. All right, go ahead, Sandy. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I've been watching the time.
Yeah, Nelson, again, thank you for your.
But you're not leaving though. You only making your closing statement.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I'm not leaving. I'm in New Mexico. The town has gone nowhere. We're still here. So, but Nelson, thank you again for your sacrifice. I just wanted to quickly say something to what CEO tried to say about Mr. Cummings' school and stuff. No, when we talk about Mr. Cummings being credible, that school is an example. When you work for an organization, and at your retirement, the organization asks you, what can we do in your name because of your work, what you have done for the organization? That speaks to your credibility. Not everyone can get that kind of a reward. Mr. Cummings worked for Coca-Cola for many years. He did a lot of work. He was credible, and he was retired honorably. And they asked him, what can we do in your name? And he said, build a school that will focus on science, on math, on technology for the Liberian people. And that school was built in his name. So we are talking about men with credibility.
2, 1. That's it.
All right. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. You see what suffering CDC here is that you can lie to get a woman, but you cannot lie by keeping a woman. No way. CDC lie by making their way to power, and they lie by governing. That was suffer then. It's hard for them. Look, I listened to the Crown Prince of Dubai. I think a few days ago, right? He was asked, "Why is the rapid growth of Dubai? What Dubai so grow fastly? Develop fastly?" You know what the man said? He said, "Look, we don't have resources."
Your time
Thank
finished.
you.
But
We don't have resources. Thank you.
No resources.
Thank you. Thank you. No resources.
Money you earn it.
Monday will find the
I
resources.
beg you, money will find it because they gotta go.
But yeah, look, guys, let me say this. I mean, it's such a thrill to be here with you guys, as always. But let me say this. For Liberia to move forward, we already know the problem. Let's strengthen our rule of law. And the person to do that is the Angonglo. The man who understands who sleeps, who walks, and who does everything by abiding by rules and regulations. And until we can find a leader who will uphold those institutions that govern us, then it'll be hard for us to really strengthen every other institution. Thank you so very much. Under 30 seconds.
Yeah, Raymond.
Okay, so my people, especially to my man Toure and Cindy, I'm an independent. I belong to no political party, but I joined the rescue train because this time the Liberian people, the ordinary people matters. And I believe you're both candidates are astute gentlemen that have a lot to contribute to Liberia. But at this time, it's sad that there can be only one president in these elections. And Joseph Yuma Boaka is the front runner, the one who has the most experience in government. I believe when he becomes president, it's going to be a government of inclusion. And Toure, you guys will get the justice system. National election, National Investment Commission.
So, Sharif, let's hear you.
Yes.
I mean, you can't feel
All right. Okay. My Liberian people, I come to you and to appeal to you. Let's vote Joseph Yuma Boaka. We cannot afford to see family going to bed without food. We cannot afford to see our people dying on a daily basis. We cannot afford to see our people being denied of communication to talk to their relative in rural areas. We cannot afford to live in a country where there's no security.
Okay.
Are you better off 6 years ago, or are you better off now?
Thank you. Well, thank you. Mama, you can close up.
My man, Senegal, I said thank you, my man. You did well. And I hope Monday we all can come here again and discuss the Liberia issues.
And we want female.
Yeah.
We have two
We
females.
gotta connect. We gotta contact that girl. I know that girl on it. I don't know that girl, that woman. Anyway, sorry, I know what.
Nancy, can I tell something to
Probably
my
can.
colleagues right here? Can I tell them something real quick?
No,
Just
that's it, my
2
man.
seconds. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we are doing a fundraiser here in New Jersey for JMB pool washers. Here in Newark,
But
New
in a
Jersey.
group chat, they're going to group chat. We'll discuss it there. In a group chat,
Because
right?
your JLB
Okay.
who
All
watch
right,
your
no
money
problem.
here.
In a group chat, we'll discuss it there.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Say I got no fish to fry now.
I get no fish to fry.
All right, guys, man.
I want
Yeah.
all of you guys on board.
We'll
That's
go
why I
second
want all
round
of
with
you
New
guys
York
on board.
contribution because you'll be a part of the government inclusion.
Exactly.
So that's
Thank
the
you,
question you
everybody.
guys have never
Thank you.
answered to. Will you support us in the second round?
But you will not go second round. How they will support you?
Any opposition party that goes,
You will not go second round. How they will support you? I'm going to see you, man. Bye.
My
Good night, guys. Good night, fellas.
Good night.
Well, folks, we want to say thanks a lot for following us on this edition of the Late Night Politics on Spoon. I'm Nelson Colette. The rest of the team, we've been here bringing the show to you together. The invitation is yours to join us on Monday. Until then, we've been live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, and on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. Thanks to all of you for making your contributions, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.